John doesn't subscribe.
I asked you guys to send me your very best parks in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and we have some really cool and great ones to look at. These are all some of the best parks from this year. They're all really cool, very original, and we're gonna tour them. This is gonna be a very long video. If I sound sick during the video, if my voice sounds off, I am slightly sick, or if I cough during the recording. I tried to cut out as many as I could, but I had over 4 hours of footage of touring these parks, so I probably missed some. Hope you enjoyed the video. All the people who created this parks, they are linked in the description of this video, so make sure to check out their channels for the ones who have them, because they do tons of lots of other builds and just really cool stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and see all the awesome stuff you guys have built this year. Also, by the way, all of these parks seen in this video are unmodded. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to not my park. Some of you may recognize this save file. This is Jurassic's park, Monde Jurassique. I think that's how you say it. It's Mount Jurassic in French. So this is a really nice park that Jurassic has built. It's got like 60 hours in the save file. Don't know how that equates to the actual time, but it's very cool. It's a very cool style. It looks really neat from the ground. I've seen a little bit of it. Alright, so here we are at the park. Right when you walk in, you got an enclosure on your left and right. There are a lot of enclosures in this park, and lots of fence viewing points. We got the Sinoceratops and Archaeornithomimus, is that? Yes. And then, so we have this really cool entrance section with when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Of course, using this really nice looking thing that we do all the time. And this looks very nice. I like how the amenities are sort of nestled off to the side in their own little niches of path and surrounded by lots of decorations. It's very dense, and it makes it look much more real. Especially, it makes great use of this Canada foliage that really fills in the space. It feels very warm. And we have this T-Rex here. The only way to go from here is, well, we get a chance to see our beautiful Allosaurus, the best sauropod in the game in my opinion. And we can walk through our Jurassic Park gates, which I believe they are double-sided. So, yeah, this, so far, my impression of this park is that it is very immersive. Everything is just lots of fences lined with decorations, and you can just keep walking in all these directions. It's pretty cool. We got Edmontosaurus here, and something here. I like the variety of fences, but still using the viewing ones. I will say, I don't like using this fence for views because of that mesh, which in real life would be not a problem, but that's why I usually use string 4. Oh, that's still Allosaurus, isn't it? Alright, so, yeah, I really like these central fountain pieces that Jay does. He does lots of nice combinations of decorations. You know, just stuff like this. It's really thought out how the shapes go together and make it feel less repetitive when you use the same again and again. Here we got, ooh, Cryolophosaurus. I love Cryolophosaurus. It's super cool. And the view is also has the Innovation Center and the aviary in the background with the big Canada mountain, which is really nice. It's been a long time since I've been on the Canada map. I forgot it's really nice. So I think we're going to go this way first, because the park is much bigger that way. So I really like this path, the line with rocks, and it's somewhat narrower than the other paths. It feels, especially with contrast to the aviary right there and the Dreadnoughtus, it makes it feel like this is a little more temperate side alley you can go down, but we're going to go this way first and we'll come back there. Because here we have the 2022 Dreadnoughtus, which it's not that good, but perhaps I've treated it too harshly. It's not that bad. And this is still enough source, yeah. So, this feels a little bit claustrophobic to me, but I do like this rock feature, and I think that helps break it up a lot, because we have our Dimetrodon. I would have offset this a little bit, or maybe the amenities are in the way. I guess you can't make the enclosure much smaller, but I do like that he used the Jurassic Park walls in the back. Makes it feel less like a square fence, because sometimes you have to make these square fence enclosures, and he's made it feel very contained, like a miniature exhibit, because there's something behind all the walls. Nice rock work, and then we got this little bit into the back of the map, which is pretty hard to deal with, and I think oftentimes what I would do is just in the fence on the edge of the map, but I actually think sometimes putting the fence there makes it feel more real, because this does feel very much like a zoo enclosure. And we got the Australopithecus, which is a very underrated species in my opinion. We're moving through this quite quickly because I would like to include a lot of the tour in the video, but obviously we can't walk through all of these parks because then that video would be like 9 hours long. So, yeah, Jurassic's favorite building to build in his parks. Actually, that does frame the aviary quite nicely. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, he does lots of this stuff with rocks in the front and the back and trees in the middle. Makes it feel, like I said, it uses the taiga foliage very nicely. And now we've moved up to almost, well, not quite, closer to head level of the Dreadnoughtus. Good use of the flags. They're everywhere, and they really bring a lot of height to the guest areas, and I really like how he mixes them with the plants and rocks. So, hello, John. We got an aviary, and let's see what's inside here. We got a Quetzal and Pterodactylus. This is a pretty nice aviary. The Quetzal always feels cramped, but he's got enough open space, I think, not too forested. I do feel like he would kill the Pterodactylus, but that's still pretty cool. Pterodactylus is a Jurassic Park species too, so that's nice. Jurassic really likes flying reptiles. I do too, they're pretty cool. Utahraptor, great species. I like that your view is somewhat limited. Makes it feel like I'm kind of peering over and into the forest, and I think we'll get a better view later on, so that's kind of nice, and it also keeps going with the idea that we're on the higher elevation. So here, doing that thing with amenities again, just really smart work with the decorations. I need to do more of that. Using them less is what they are. They are now part of the building, basically, part of its frame, and it makes the buildings feel less repetitive because we don't have that many buildings in the frame. This is great use of the thatched roof, too. These amenities are actually pretty well customized. And he's placed trees all around the border of the map to hide the lake, and it feels more immersive that way. Especially with the curving path, it really helps the view. Yeah, here we get a better view of the Utahraptor, so. Anyways, let's head down here, and you can still see the Utahraptors, but let's see what's over here. As I said, lots and lots of species in this park. Corythosaurus, that is a really ugly skin. Anyway, it's just too many colors. Actually, there's good potential there, but it's like undersaturated, but they just put a lot of colors on there. I see what they were going for, but it didn't work. I don't know how to get to that viewing dome, but that's going to be a pretty cool view, especially with the another aviary right here. So yeah, more of this stuff, especially with the path switch. It feels very natural. And we got some palm trees. Majungasaurus is in here. That's neat. It does make it feel like, you know, palm trees obviously don't naturally grow here, but I actually don't mind how they're being used here because they're being used limitedly and to actually decorate a habitat because it's from Madagascar, and it kind of makes sense. So yeah, I just really like this work with the path, you know, just all these crowded decorations. Feels like a very real place, and the decoration work is very thought out. Dinocyrus, we've already seen them. You know, what's in there? Oh, that's Pteranodon. How do we get to this aviary? Okay, we'll get to it later. So yeah, I do like here's a desert rock. It just kind of breaks it up, which obviously you want to use mostly a certain palette of rocks because that makes it feel like a real environment, but it's nice to break it up sometimes. So we are back here. Before we go that way, we're going to go back down here and make sure we didn't miss anything, because I'm sure we did. Ooh, I really like this extra curving path with the restroom here. That's very nicely done. This park is very thought out on how it's supposed to look, and it's very consistent, which is pretty hard to do. Okay, so we're back here at the Alamosaurus. This is that other rock path that I mentioned, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty hard to do, at least for me, to come up with a consistent theme and actually carry that through the park because, you know, by the time I'm 15 hours into a save file, I kind of want to do something different, and I switch it up a little too much sometimes. So we got a big habitat over here with seed plants. Diplodocus looks like. Yeah, Innovation Center, which is actually a really nice building. I don't use it that much because it's from Jurassic World. It's too identifiable, but when I do use it, it's a really nice building and great use of it here. Really just framing this whole area. And we have another aviary viewing gallery, and we have the, oh, this is a great aviary. We got like my two favorite pterosaurs in the game, Varbaradactylus and 2001 Pteranodon, which the 2001 Pteranodons are so beautiful. They have such great skins. So yeah, moving along quickly. Still, a lot of the same decorations, which actually makes sense since it's the same zoo, as long as it's not repeated for every single aviary in the park. But to be fair, there's not that much you can do using the same kind of aviary. Yeah, great use of the mural here. Nice place to sit. The back of this plaza. And I saw the sign. This is our T-Rex exhibit. We'll see him over there better in a second, which is nice. We got the skeleton here, obviously, and there's another skeleton. That's pretty cool. Kind of, on opposing ends. It doesn't feel that repetitive because we only have a few skeletons, so you have to use the same ones sometimes. So let's see if we can get a better view of our T-Rex. I will say the fence work in Jay's parks is not my style. However, he does hide the fences pretty well, so it's actually not bad. And he used the feathered Rex, which is cool. I rarely use the feathered Rex. Actually, I don't think I've ever used the feathered Rex. In fact, no, we've never built a T-Rex habitat on this channel. No, there was one in World Park, but it was... Oh wait, that one's off screen. And that wasn't really a dedicated habitat, it was part of a tour, so... Yeah, we need to do a dedicated T-Rex habitat at some point. So yeah, Diplodocus, great sauropod. A lot of people don't like the model in this game, and I understand why, but I disagree. So I kind of like this idea that from the plaza you're immediately plunged back into these winding, more claustrophobic paths, and I like the switch here to this dirt-looking path, especially since there's just all this height. It's hard to explain, but I know what I mean. We got the Spinoskeleton and the Alamosaurus skeleton, and this way goes back to where we've already been. What is on this side? Oh, a Triceratops. Oh, and I missed the Spinosaurus. We'll get a better chance to see him later. Okay, so from there, you could head down here, and that's pretty cool. But we're going to go back this way. We'll loop back to those enclosures later. I hope I'm not missing stuff. It's pretty easy to miss stuff here. Yeah, so there we have the Spinosaurus. And the log view guy, I think that's still the T-Rex. No, that is Therizinosaurus. So we will get to see that later. We got lots of big ticket dinosaurs right here. Oh, we got a good chance to see the Spino. There he is. This is a really nice habitat. It's forested, but doesn't break up the taiga too much. Sorry, it's swamp-like, but not too overdone. Still feels natural, and I like the canopy of trees. Nice synthesis between the rainforest and the taiga. So let's go to log viewing gallery. There he is. Cool. Great use of the Spino skull, by the way. I love that fountain. But it's hard to use because I only try to use it for Spinosaurus, and that many there, offset. Great. I think most people would have just covered that up with fencer decoration, but Jay really plans out where to place his buildings. Good at using the leftover space. Okay, so here is Pachycephalosaurus. Just a nice habitat there. Use a space that I think I would have probably filled with forest instead of placing other habitat. But this is a habitat-dense park. It feels very zoo-like. Gigantorap in here. I still don't think I built... No, I haven't built for any of the species in the last DLC yet. I haven't built for most of the species in the game, honestly. Is this... not Ignoranathus. No, it's a tiny Dimorphodon. Wait, my brain's not working. What's the name of the butterfly bat? Oh my gosh, wait, what is the name of that? I have to check that. That's really sad, I forgot. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. It really, this park is very winding, very easy to get lost. So I like these long viewpoints where you can see stuff in the distance, and that's force walk switch the dirt path again. So we got Torosaurus and, is that Archaeornithomimus again? Do we have Archaeornithomimus twice? Oh, that's Gallimimus, with the black skin, so it kind of looked like Archaeornithomimus. My bad. Yeah, I'm really just blind to dinosaurs today. So let's keep walking around this way. There's back to Alamosaurus, and that's from the aviary. This is that path with the rocks that we could have gone down from where the Spino and the Diplodocus were. And we got Concavinator, very nice species, which I still haven't built for yet. I did build half of the habitat for one in Arizona 2045, and they will be added to that park eventually, once it's up and running again. Ooh, what's this guy? Albertosaurus? I couldn't tell. Pyroraptor. Oh, that's kind of neat. We've already seen the Alamosaurus. We don't need to go there again. I like how this is sort of sunken down, and you can clearly see the fence. See, this is the kind of thing that kind of bothers me on his fence work, you know, just the uneven terrain. I know that doesn't bother most people, and that's just a thing that I do. Is that an aviary right there? Oh, it is. That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't think that was intentional, but it does end up looking really cool. Again, just the aviary domes frame everything really nicely. And then we got our Jurassic Park Visitor Center and a nice chance to see the lake. So I think we have seen everything on this side of the park. We missed these guys over here. No, we saw them. So yeah, we'll loop back around to Jailopterus, that's the name. And we missed Tapejara also, so, well, you've seen what they look like. You know what they look like. So yeah, that's everything on the side. Just about. Okay, so, again, these sections are so nice, especially with the lake right here. It looks really good, and I like how this opens up so much. It's great contrast to what we had before. So, yeah, let's head this way. Everything just ties back together in really nice spaces, and the, neither the exhibits or the guest sections are obstructing each other. That's kind of hard to explain what I mean, but I know what I mean. That's not the important part, though, because you guys are the ones watching the video. Where are we? This is Dimorphodon, isn't it? We were just right here. Yep, okay. This way. I'm getting lost in your park, Jay. Some of this path work reminds me of parts of the Bronx Zoo, except that park more opens and closes. This one's just closed most of the time, and then bam, you have these sections. Really nice switch to the Jurassic Park restroom there, which we haven't had before. Great use of that tree. What's here? Is this Ankylosaurus? Yes, it is. So sure, we'll go this way first. I don't believe I saw any lagoons in this park. It makes sense because it's a cold climate. It'd be harder to keep those tropical temperature lagoons that the prehistoric reptiles would need. So yeah, Eutyrannus, we can see the Brachiosaurus next to the background right there. I really like how this is open. You can just see all the trees. Feels like an unnatural forest. Kind of, that's not what I mean. It's hard to describe, but I know what I mean. It's pretty cool. And the viewing platform's like that too. I'm sure not all of these viewpoints are intentional because nobody's that good, but it is very nice, and it's definitely a thought-out park. Oranosaurus, again, we just got a pair in there. And I just love how all the sides of the exhibits are blocked off like this. It's not the kind of thing I do, just because my fence work doesn't allow for it, but it's really nice here. And my parks are way more guest section oriented, so it's harder to do, but I really appreciate it when it is done well, like it's seen here. This is what I mean, this feel of the forest. I got the sense from over there, that's what extended off into the distance. Brachiosaurus, super nice. We got a lot of sauropods in this park. More Jurassic Park flags, these are everywhere. So, here we go, another Styracosaurus, nice. Great species. Best ceratopsin in the game, maybe? Yeah, we got nice view from the Brachiosaurus, because they are kind of hard to see the sauropods from the ground sometimes, so it's nice to sometimes have those viewing platforms there. Even if it's the Jurassic Park one, I don't really dislike those building that much, even though everybody else seems to. And here we have Tropilagnathus? Marodactylus? Tropilagnathus, okay. Wait. Nope, that is Marodactylus, isn't it? Yeah, my brain's just not working. Oh, and the Thatanostracon's in there. I missed him. Oh, he's folded up in a rock. Yeah, I still got to build for Thatnos. So is that the entire park? I believe so. So yeah, that one's super cool. It was Albertosaurus. Very nice work from Jay. This is the only section that has not been used, which makes sense. He has other projects to work on, and this is a plenty large park already as it is. So yeah, that's super cool. This is definitely one of the better unmodded parks of the year. Alright, so the main reason I wanted to include this park isn't because it's particularly gigantic or is particularly great path or decoration work, but it's very unique in how it's styled, and I haven't seen many parks done in this way. It feels like a synthesis between a natural reserve and an amusement park, and I think it's going to look really nice from the ground. I remember keeping up with the building of this park on Discord, and it's got some pretty cool ideas, but I haven't really viewed the park in total. It's not very big, so hopefully we can walk through the whole thing here. Alright, there's a lot of dinosaurs in this park, so my PC is being slightly confused right now, but yeah, just lots of palm trees as you can first see. I really like how this park feels. It feels very much like I'm actually in Africa, which is pretty hard to do on the Arizona map. Again, this isn't how I would start the view, but it is still pretty cool, and you know, it feels maybe less funded than Jurassic World, but it's just a place to take care of these animals. I really love views like this. It's really nice, and yeah, just the environment work here is what's really impressive. Just lots of trees and all these rock barriers. I'm gonna walk fast though so we can get through the whole park. Again, this actually feels very real. It reminds me of like a natural reserve I would go to, or a national park of some kind where you just have this open forest that they own the land, but they can't do anything with it because they only have so much money, and it's not being used for, that's where animal habitat should be in the future. I can't tell what's in here. Again, this looks so nice to me. I don't know what it is about this that just feels very cool and alive, like it's an actual paleo environment. Lots of multi-walls, which do really work here. This is probably the ideal part. Oh, we got Dilophosaurus. That's cool. I was going to build for Dilophosaurus in Arizona 2045, but you guys didn't vote for it twice. So, yeah. Again, more of this just open space, which normally in a park, I don't want this open space, except on the sides of the park, but it actually does work here. And, you know, this is the area you would expect to be a habitat, but it's not, and it really works. I'm not sure how intentional it was, but it does turn out really nicely. And, also, great terrain work here. It's very hard to work with the terrain paints on this map, especially, well, this biome and all. But this makes it feel very alive. This really reminds me of old dinosaur books. I don't know why exactly. I can't pinpoint it. This stuff with all the trees here, it does not look natural. It's very repetitive. But I see what he was going for, and it's really cool. I see what you were going for, and it's really cool. So, again, it's just so bright on this map, and it really helps. I also think I have my game's brightness turned a lot. Oh, Ceratosaurus over there. Ceratosaurus is a very nice species for this park. So, yeah, we got a viewing gallery for him in a bit. This is a small habitat, but I think it works. Okay, and again, I love that this just ends. Okay, you could just walk this way. I mean, the map doesn't go very far, but you could walk all the way around. It feels very much like I would expect. Also, we got some cool pathwork here. It's not that difficult to do, but it does look actually pretty effective from the ground, which is one of my complaints with all this effort on really great pathwork, which is really great, but, you know, the guests are never going to see it, so sometimes it doesn't feel justified. And sometimes that's not the point, but, you know. Oh, we got a log viewing gallery for him. That's actually pretty cool. I like that this habitat feels a little more contained because they are large carnivores. Well, they were medium carnivores in life, but, oh wait, we can see into two different exhibits. That's cool. So we got the Metracanthosaurus. This is a great habitat, actually, for the Metri. Surprisingly, they fit really well into the desert. I usually think of them as being more tropical animals, but this works really well. And I love these rock clusters with the tall palms. So, and on this side, we have the Ceratosaurus. That's cool. I didn't expect that. Nice. So there's also a viewing gallery there for the Metracanthosaurus. This is a great habitat. Oh, also, using that hill in the background with the rocks, that's pretty cool. I think that's a natural feature of the map, is it not? No, that is. He did build that. That's cool. Lots of rocks here. Not as many as I would place, but there's no such thing as that. Is this? Yes, copies. Nice. Of course they could escape from there, but that's not the point. So yeah, we do have to walk all the way back over there, so I'm just going to teleport us because I would have made a path loop back somehow, even like a back road with nothing on it, because that's something a zoo would do. So yeah, we walked down this hill, and now we're on this section of the zoo. There is a lack of guest buildings, which is partially intentional, but I do wish there were at least a couple of restrooms or something. This area seems to be very busy. We got a lagoon over there. I think we're going to go this way first, though, before we go up on the hill, using the back of the lagoon, but it's not all the way lowered, which actually looks pretty nice. Maybe this is the more developed section of the park, which is actually assisted by the crowding of trees. Kentrosaurus. That's pretty cool. Again, nice rock work there. Semi-sparse, but that actually works pretty well. So, yeah, we got a hotel, and we just head up this hill, which... There we go. There's some guest amenities. See? Alright, so now we're at this high viewpoint. Very wide path. This isn't the kind of paths I like to build my own parks. I do actually like how they look sometimes in other parks. Like, it's in one of the ones we're going to look at later when we get to this section that's not tours, it's just screenshots. But, you know, just these wide paths, they actually look pretty cool in other people's parks. I just can't bring myself to use them in mine because I think they look bad when I build them, but not when other people build them, I guess. Oh, this is really cool. And we got Allosaurus, the ugly one, but still, this is really nice. Again, very reminds me of iconic paleo environments. This is like the area of the environment the Allosaurus live in, you know, just their territory that's like lowered into the ground. It's pretty cool. This park's kind of hard to navigate because I don't really know where I am. Now, Pseudoceratops with a viewing dome. We can loop all the way back around this little garden. And we're over here. Not going to go into viewing gallery. You already know what no Pseudoceratops look like. There are a lot of viewing galleries. Sometimes I feel like they're unnecessary. But that's the case in most people's parks because I place way less than most people. Is that Microceratus down there? I believe it is. We'll get a better view in a minute. I do like this looping around. You can see a good section of the park, which we haven't been able to see most of the time. Is this Allosaurus again? No. Pachyrhinosaurus and... I'm going to get this right this time. Struthiomimus. Okay, so this is... Oh, that's the hatchery. Why are so many guests going into the hatchery? Alright. So I think we can head back that way to see the lagoons. We got Baryonyx over here, but I think this just ends. Oh, this is cool. I used to do this a lot. So we can loop back that way, but we're not going to right now. Actually, we're going to go this way, because we haven't been over on this side before. And again, sorry if I miss stuff in the park. I'm moving through quite quickly. Baryonyx again. That's a cool view. Again, the habitats feel a little repetitive, but it's fine because it's not a huge park or an incredibly detailed one, and it really helps to have this consistent theme. This part is a great example of how sometimes less is more, which this is still a lot of decorations. I don't think any of us were building this amount of stuff when the game came out. Ooh, nice kelp. And we got an Althosaurus. I actually really like how this is lowered into just another world. Feels very separate from the rest. It kind of, the light waters actually look pretty cool. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to describe, but it's cool. Oh, I think I know where we are. Yeah, we're back over here. So, let's see. Alright. We got to loop back over here, and then we'll be back with this really cool set piece of the Rex attacking the Allosaurus, as seen in the Jurassic Park Visitor Center. Monolophosaurus? Yeah. Monolophosaurus is underrated. At this point, I think a lot of people realize it's good, but it's still underrated. So, we're going to go over this way first, because there's a couple habitats we missed. This is where our hatchery is. I don't think that's meant to stay there. I think it's just where we're building. Anyway, Triceratops anything else in here. No, but this is pretty cool. I like these avenues with, you know, just the dense forest. I don't know what I'm trying to describe, but it feels very much like I am in Africa. Sorry, my mouse is having some trouble. And we got Camarasaurus, and is that Werosaurus? I can't see from here. Camarasaurus looks pretty cool. Yeah, it is Werosaurus. Camarasaurus is very cool. You know, not the greatest model in the game, but it's still just a cool animal. And this is a nice big habitat. I think we got, yeah, quite a few individuals in here, so makes sense. So I'm just going to teleport us back to here. So that's back to the lagoon, and we have one more section of park to look at, which it's this way. So yeah, from that seating section with the Rexes, not the Rexes, the Rex and the Alamosaurus, there's the Monolophosaurus, and we got this watery habitat for Suchomimus, which is a great piece. I'm focusing on the dinosaurs a lot more than I usually do when I'm touring these parks, but I'm also talking a lot more than I usually do. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool. We've seen this before in this park, but it's still just cool to have this backdrop without a bunch of trees. Utahraptor, great. I really like how big this habitat is, and it feels like it extends way farther outside of you, and there's quite a lot of Utahraptors, which is actually really effective here. Oh, this is actually a nice viewpoint. You got our where dinosaurs ruled the earth. We can head that way, but first let's just see what's over here. Looks pretty open. Another developing area of the park, which is actually nice because, you know, because of the banner, you'd expect there to be a lot of stuff here, but there's not. Which maybe that wasn't intentional, maybe that was just placed there but it does work. And yeah, we just got this path looping around the back, and I'm pretty sure that is the entire park. No, we missed two habitats. We have this really cool area for the Parasaurolophus, and this habitat, which is pretty nice, and I like what he does with the view in here, for the Styracosaurus. So that is not Africa, built by Tiny Gamer. It's a pretty nice park. One of the better ones that I have seen from this year. Editing me real quick before we jump into this park. I turned down the graphic settings when I was touring this because I thought I would need to. Turns out I didn't, so sorry it looks way worse than it needs to. But yeah, I talk about that in the recording. I didn't need to, but yeah. But anyways, this park is Jurassic World Europe, built by Crazy Cat Miri, and it's a very unique park. So yeah, let's go ahead and tour it. Sorry about the low graphics again. Okay. All the names are in German, and it's really making me laugh because I didn't expect that. I thought that was a game setting, not a save file thing. I'm not going to try to pronounce these because, even though I really want to. Okay. Jeez, this is quite a park. It's, yeah. How do you even do this? Okay. I guess we can start from the arrival point. We might have to tour this on pause. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to tour this on pause. Hopefully this will... There's no way I'm loading into Unity. Or, Jurassic World, Pennsylvania. Alright, anyway, we got this really cool monorail structure. This is actually somewhat less detailed than I expected, but I kind of like the open look of the park. Again, we got these biosyn buildings in the distance. I don't even know which way to go. I think we're going to tour this side of the map and then head down to the beach. Here we have our good Oviraptor friends. I forgot Oviraptor was in the game. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever built for them either. Okay, sorry about that. We got these flags, pretty nice, lining this area. The main thing about this park that's really cool isn't the path or just the basic detail. Miri, I think her Hogwarts park is probably better. But it's the there's some really impressive stuff, especially with the monorails, and some grand areas. We got a really nice herbivore valley here. I like how this habitat's constructed. It's very intentionally constructed, with Mosasauri and Brachiosaurus and Styracosaurus, and that's all I see in here. So I promise you guys, this game, it looks a lot better on other quality other than the lowest graphic settings. And by the way, if you notice some stuff missing from sections of this park, like benches, this is the hatchery section, and stuff, that's because this park, I don't know the details, but Mary says it was built over a very long time, so some sections of the park are more up to date than others. But considering how far it got in Battle of the Builders, I thought it was worth considering putting in this video. I actually do like this really open view. I'm sure this would look so much better with actually high quality atmospherics, but I liked the Coliseum-esque look, and I like that I can see the Jurassic Park gate even from here. This would look really cool with fog sections of this. You know, at night, this would be a really cool park. So that's another look into the hatchery section. I kind of like that transparency, if the guests can see that. This is a cool hotel section. I assume this is the main hotel section, and it overlooks the ocean, which is beautiful, and you can also see the beaches down there, which is pretty cool. Good use of the bison lamps. I think this is an older section of the park because there's not benches and bins. I do like this, even though it's pretty simplistic, the square 90-degree angles here is being used quite well. I forget you can look into the hotels. Hotel sections are really hard to do. Maybe I'm just bad at them, but I think they're really hard to do. Where does this look? Maybe... Oh, that's cool. I did not expect to be able to see that because you couldn't see any hint of that from anywhere else. So it's pretty cool that it's just there. Okay, I think I'm not going to have any trouble going through this park as long as I keep the my PC like this. I think this park was probably, if I had to estimate the build time just by looking at it, 110 hours. Just because it is a very large park. And, okay, this is really cool. The murals and more monorail. There's just so much monorail. Oops, I actually unpaused it. Okay, that was actually running no problem. Maybe we're good. And I like that. Oh my gosh, there's 3 of them. It's getting out of hand. Whoa, this is cool. Okay, I don't like this. I actually don't like this because the invisible fence is just there. If you had taller rocks here, I'd be fine with it. But it does very much feel like I can just, you know, walk there. Even though I technically can't. Oh, I can. Yeah, you know. Slight oversight there. But, by the way, guys, all of these channels are going to be linked in the description for the ones that have YouTube channels. Not every single one of these has YouTube channels. But for the ones that do, definitely go check out their builds because they keep doing stuff that's this good and better. Okay. If it wasn't Diplodocus, I actually would really like Apatosaurus. My brain's not working. I would like this kind of, just this braided river system that you can just walk down there, and that's pretty cool. But it just feels dangerous. Oh wait, here's some iconic, insane rock work from Miri, actually using the symmetry to create some really cool natural features with concavenator. So I assume this is a fairly new section. Actually, the Predator Pack was a whole year ago. That's crazy. Concavenator has been in the game for a year and I haven't built for it. So yeah, usually we like to rotate our rocks, and usually that's good, but Myriad sometimes does stuff like this, and it's pretty neat. I've not actually seen people do this double-sided, and it looks really cool. And here's a bridge. Again, you can see the limitation. This is actually a really cool bridge. It feels like it's an arching bridge, even though obviously it's not, because the game doesn't allow for that. Or maybe the Oviraptors are supposed to be free roaming, because there's a lot of them. And I don't see any other escaped animals. So that's pretty cool. Again, just the monorails are always here, and it's so tall. This feels very cool. It very much feels like it's part of Europe. Okay, so this is a newer section, because we got benches. Yeah, these arched bridges are really cool. Let's see where this takes us. Pyroraptor? Is that? Yes. Alright, that's pretty neat. Let's see what habitat this is. I like how these habitats are hidden, even though it's a very open park, and it's a very grand There's stuff that's still hidden. That's still Pyroraptor. Okay, all this is Pyroraptor. Let's head back this way. Yeah, for those of you watching who haven't seen it, which probably is not very many of you, go check out Mary's Hogwarts Park, because it's actually really good, and I believe it's almost done. Yeah, that's one of the better Evolution 2 parks I've seen. It would definitely have made it into this video if it were done. But no way I'm opening that save file. Can't even build half my own park. There's... Ooh, Iguanodon. This is just a game thing. He's supposed to stay down there. But these Coliseum type things are really cool. And that's a European species. Oh, I love this. This is super neat. I would not have used the concrete. Actually, I take that back. I would have used the concrete fence because what else are you supposed to use? Maybe this leads to a staff section because it does look like a staff road. I don't like how the concrete road looks on heightened terrain, but that's a me thing, and I realize that like most of the community does not care. That's just a random thing that bothers me. Hammond, welcome to the staff section. I like that this is more sparsely decorated, but still feels like care and attention was put into building it. Yeah, I like all the little enclosures just for holding stuff. Again, this really annoys me, but I know it doesn't bother anyone else. Just on the concrete fence mostly. Like, look how bad these look compared to how they look on normal graphic settings. It's quite a stark difference. Let's see, where's this lead? Maybe into a habitat? Oh, looks like it. Yeah, this is... Nope, this is just nothing. Oh, this makes sense. They could get to this building, manage it. I wonder... Oh, whoa. Whoa. Wait. Alright, I want to make sure I didn't skip too much. So, yeah, we did not. Yeah, we're here. This is so cool. This is like the coolest thing in the park, I think. And just this random insert of this tropical makes this feel almost like a biosphere, like this. I don't even know how to describe what I mean, but the use of the tropical plants there is very smart. Anyways, really cool with the fossil zone and the cinema. Great use of those attractions, and I love this whole staging area around them. This is so cool to me. This has such a vibe. I don't know how to describe what I mean, but this is, whoa, this is awesome work. And we just got this switch to tropical. It's really cool. I like that you can see a little bit of the staff section up there. It's kind of hidden. Oh my gosh, it took me a second to realize I was looking at amenities. That's super cool. I like the one color. And works very well with the bios and decorations. This would be a really cool plaza when you have a bunch of guests here. And we got a Jurassic tour. I think we can get on the tour. That should be fine. First, yeah, let's just see what's over here. And we don't really get a good view into this habitat. I'm hoping that will be on the tour. That leads back to the mall. Yeah, so we need to go back this way and ride the tour. Actually, you know what? As I'm recording this, I think I'm actually going to leave in a whole lot and not cut out as much as I'd originally planned of these tours because they're so good, I don't want to cut anything out. We got a queue there, of course. Let's switch camera because I will not be able to drive it very well otherwise because it's really crowded. Oh, I love this tropical. Just the switch from... This is super cool. This is super cool. Oh, and we got T-Rex and we got the second best skin. That's really cool. Again, use of kind of this bridging section. I love how rainforesty this feels because there's just a lot of the same trees, which is something I need to do because I don't usually do that very much because it doesn't feel as natural, but it does feel more like an imitation of nature, and it feels like Jurassic Park. This feels like the Jurassic Park novel in a very cool way. The river there looks so nice. This is crazy work. Miri does great stuff with terrain, even on like smaller scales like this. I don't necessarily mean these big plateaus and stuff every time, but just creating these viewpoints. And the tour, how does that connect? I'd like to see this from map view. because I'm slightly confused. This is very hard to do, by the way. What we're touring through here, right now, this is very hard to build. And, you know, we got desert plants in here, and it just works. Yeah, everything I've seen built on her channel is very thought out. Uh-oh. The first crash. And I would like this little loop around. Feels like a cutout from the forest. I feel like I'd actually have to trim this foliage. It's very cool using all these small plants. Especially since the tropical set of trees in the game I actually don't like very much. So we have to improvise sometimes, and this is really, really good. I can see how probably this tour alone would have taken over 10 hours. Could have. Actually, I don't know how big the tour is. I'm assuming there's at least a couple more habitats. We go through. Let's see if we can drive through here. Again, lots of use of flags. I've noticed that's in all the great parks. I don't do that enough. So I think, okay, it is just the Rex. Okay, maybe it would not have taken 10 hours, but actually, there's a lot of individually placeable trees here, and they're very close together, so it may have... Oh, now I get to see what's in here. Oh, it's another Rex. Oh, we have 2 Rexes. That's cool. And we got Jurassic World gates. Let's look at this on the map real quick. Alright, so from there... Oh, with the Rex we got Moros. That's neat. And there's a log viewing gallery for them later. And we got Albertosaurus on this side. I assume maybe all the Rexes are supposed to be here. Because otherwise they'd be killing the Albertosaurus. This is so cool, though. So I think where we're going to drop back down is... Well, that's... over here by the Oviraptors, at the circle where we were with the Iguanodons before. Alright, so yeah. Whoa, that's cool. Alright, so much stuff. Everything, it doesn't feel crowded. It's not as decorated. It doesn't feel as decorated as Monde Jurassique, but everything that's placed here, like, has a purpose. And so that's really cool. So now we're back in, I believe, the older section of the park. That's all that is. And I believe this is back at the entrance, is it not? Yes, it is. So, where are we going to go from here? How do we get over there? I see. So the tour is the only way to access that section, unless we walk through the mall. And I don't want to go down to the beach yet. We still have to see all this over here. So I think we're going to drop back down. Here. Actually, I think we have 3 parks that are bigger than this to tour. Maybe 2. I don't know. Oh, this is kind of neat, actually. I usually don't do stuff like this, just because when I do it, it doesn't look very good. But this is actually pretty well done. Again, I would have filled this with rocks, but I think that also kind of takes away from it. It's kind of a game limitation thing how that is. Here we are. The zipline's actually pretty nice there. Even though it's too tall, it just kind of works. Again, great view into that Rex habitat, but we gotta move along. So many flags are placed here. It's crazy. This is the other side of the Rex habitat? Yes, it is. So where does one go from here? Wait a minute. How do we get to this section of the park? What? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. What? Wait. How do we get over there? There's no path here. This does not connect. Ah, that connects. I couldn't see it because of the trees. Okay. I'm gonna fly over this though because it's gonna take a while. Actually, no, this is a cool path, so we gotta walk on it. We've already seen the habitat. Anyways, yeah, I like this kind of, we're back into that very European feel. I like these really tall trees, estate-esque. Again, I would have placed more rocks here to keep the guests separate, but yeah. This probably looks really cool at night, but we don't have time to tour all these parks at night, unfortunately. So, wow, this is actually really cool with the open cliffs. Kind of reminds me of Italy. This is, yeah, really nice. Even though we use the default amenities, the white colors on the amenities work really well. Sometimes they look very modern. This is actually maybe more impressive monorail work than I've seen anywhere else, because this is a really hard shape to do, as opposed to just circles or, you know, like the roof we saw. And this would be a cool Therizinosaurus. It is Therizinosaurus. I probably saw that map before, and that's what I thought that. Anyways, it is kind of tedious to walk around as a guest, and you can't walk all the way around, just on these sides. But it's pretty cool. So before we ride the zip line, let's just see what's over here. I'm pretty sure we got Mr. DNA. We got one of these guys. You lost there? Well, this is what we call an interactive exhibit. Oh, I actually can get through there, surprisingly. I assume... Oh, no, this is supposed to be walkthrough. He's just stuck. Okay, yeah, so we have the queue, so they can't get out. But, oh, this is where the oviraptors came from. That makes sense. And we got a huge variety of species. I'm not sure I would have put Chasmosaurus and Nitrosaurus in here. It feels very dangerous. But it is kind of cool. And I like how many species are here. Feels very like its own section too, which is neat. Again, great use of repetition in this park. So take the cube back out, and we're here. Same style entrance on this side. Let's ride the zip line because this actually looks so cool. And I like that it drops off, and you can kind of still see the wrecks from there. Maybe no, that's too far away. That must be a second tropical habitat. Yeah, so we got something pretty cool there. I can't tell what. No, that's another tour? Or am I blind and that's the same one? Yeah, I'm blind, it's the same one. Okay, so we got a few more habitats over here to look at, and then we're going down to the third section of the park, which is on the beach. I will say, I would have made a second path to connect to this area because it's pretty easy to miss, but it does feel very much like a zoo thing to do. Like half your animals, and there's only one like kind of hidden path to get there. Anyways, Polacanthus and Kylosaurus, another bridge. Nice work, especially if this is an older section of the park. No, it's not, because we got these, but they could have been added later, who knows. Now, Pseudoceratops, that's quite a herd. Especially the invisible fence. I would not place such large herds, but, you know, there's different beliefs on the invisible fence. Lots of people do like the invisible fence being used like that. And, oh, there's Gigantoraptor. Oh, it took us all the way to the other side. So yeah, you can see the section where we're about to go. It's pretty cool. There's stuff about this park that's pretty hard to describe what it is. That's really cool. But I think you guys can tell. It is very different to see these parks in a video versus in person. Like, this park is totally different. I've seen the video of this park. This park is totally different. And I thought, we're not going to ride that tour because that is going to take forever. So, how do we get down to the beach? Normally the access is on this side. But, oh, you have to take the tour. Huh. Okay, this makes me wonder if maybe, just maybe, Ray built this section of the park and wasn't planning to build on the beach, and then, you know, realize they need to connect it, but there's habitat in the way and use the tour. Or maybe not. But I don't like using the tour as main transport. Whoa, this is cool. Wait. I gotta see this from guest view. But I don't know. Some people do that. It's a choice to suspend or not suspend your disbelief. This is really cool. It feels like a resort. Like you just, you take the tour, and now down here you have this open beach. I would have used some palm trees, but then it wouldn't have been felt as European. But this is really cool, and I think this would look like 30 times better on higher graphic settings. But I don't think we can turn it up very much without crashing the game. So, see, why can't I load this 188-hour save file, but not my own 45-hour save file? Oh, yes, we got the good Allosaurus. Best species in the game right there. Beautiful species. Anyways, I do kind of like the look of the tour going down the hill with all those rocks. And the gyrosphere. Do we have to take another tour to get... Alright. Oh no, we're in a habitat. Wait, maybe this is the only way down. Oh, I like the rock work here and the terrain work. Very cool. Let me switch my camera. Yeah, we're just gonna go with this one so I can see. I rarely use the gyrospheres. I do have a plan to use them soon, but that looks cool. The hotels add to the resort feel. Walking through this park is it's an experience. It's designed as one, and it's really cool. What's this guy's Homalocephaly? And so yeah, I guess that is the only way down from there. Yes. So, here we are on the grounds, and we got this, like, I assume this is a faux dig site, one of the better ones I've seen. So we got maybe some species you can look for, lots of stuff. Again, great use of the terrain here, and using the opportunity of the pre-placed terrain, the sands here, because it feels out of place sometimes to do it other places, and it uses up a lot of space, which is good because the beach on this map is really huge, which is why a lot of people don't build there sometimes, because it's hard to make like a third of your park a beach. And we got Suchomimus, which is definitely a fitting species to go here. I like, again, great use of switching from lots of wavy shapes in this park to just these 90-degree angles. Very much describes what this park is supposed to look like. This looks so real, and it looks like a paleo environment. Again, the beach with the high tide, the waters come in, the Suchomimus are foraging, and the ocean just stretches off into the distance. It's very cool. I don't know how to get to that viewing gallery. We'll end up there eventually. And here we have trash bins, so I'm assuming this is a newer section of the park. Wow, those graphic settings are bad. They can't even load the textures from a distance. Yeah. Oh, we got a lagoon down here. Lots of... It tells you you're at a lagoon, which is really cool, and very much feels like, if this is a newer section of the park, something that they would do. Great use of the 45-degree angle entrance here, by the way. Let's look back around here just to get see what we missed. So that looks pretty cool. I like all the wavy paths here. Very much fits, especially that they're built at higher elevation because, what if you get high tide? And then it's really nice. So, anyway, the lagoon being so branded is actually something I'd expect, and it's very cool. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of lagoon flags. I don't think I've ever used those because the viewing domes I've only used, the lagoon viewing domes I've only used once because they are so new. Yeah, there's like a maintenance section, I assume, for the lagoon, and that's actually pretty cool that it's blocked off. I know we're not even walking on the paths anymore. Here we are. And there's another one. So I know we often block off the backs of the minis, but this is actually better because it's more realistic. Very purple. On the low graphic settings, this looks very unnatural, but I actually do really appreciate the use of unconventional light colors, and it looks pretty cool on normal graphic settings, especially at night. Draws a lot of attention to it. As long as you don't do it everywhere, is pretty neat. And here we have our Mosasaurus, which would look even better at night because of this is a hologram, and we got all the lights illuminating it, which would look really cool and very Jurassic Worldy. And I can tell this is meant to be like a new section of the park, probably. I haven't read the lore, so maybe I'm totally wrong, but it's still pretty neat. So let's walk up this hill. Oh, and we got even more. Wow, we got Liopleurodon, which are way smaller in person than they're supposed to be. Well, not than they're supposed to be, than I expect them to be. And we used a bright color skin too, which is really neat. And Attenborosaurus with like the seagrass, that's really cool. Again, the hologram trick is really hard to do, so I rarely actually place any. Actually, I don't think I've ever placed any in an actual park. Tylosaurus, underrated, great species. But and usually I don't like how they look, but Miri has pulled it off here pretty well and fairly convincingly. So Ichthyosaurus. Do we have any actual lagoons? Elasmosaurus. And that's where we were before. So let's go up this little hill. And I'm assuming there's an actual lagoon here. Maybe. Styxosaurus. Great use for the hologram because they are already bioluminescent. And I like the use of just the rocks and the plants here to make it feel like you are already underwater. Yeah, so that's kind of a random viewing gallery, but maybe it's just meant to view the beach, because it would be weird to increase the terrain here. Okay, wait, so is there... Okay, there is no actual lagoon. That's interesting. Okay, I guess that's a thing with the signs, like it was just meant to be the hologram section, but the way I would have built this is I would have built up to, you know, you walk through the holograms, you can't really find the lagoon, you got all these signs from everywhere, and then you go to lagoon, and it would be a pretty grand thing with lots of viewing galleries, like a Jurassic World's Mosasaurus Lagoon, and, you know, you get all your build up, and then you get to go see the Mosasaurus eat, and that would have been a really cool attraction. I assume maybe either there wasn't space because of the hologram trick, or the signs, we don't have signs for, here's the holograms. And, oh, Chronosaurus, I missed that. And we can't have actual lagoon species because they're hard to care for. And it's unrealistic to build these gigantic lagoons where they're not naturally occurring, but this would have been a good spot because we're already on the beach. But I don't know. Anyways, back at these redwoods, which wouldn't actually grow here, but they look cool anyways. And so that is Jurassic World Europe. A very great park built by Crazy Cat Mary. Alright, I want to look at some parks real quick that I don't have the save file for, but they are really cool, and I just want to mention them real quick, even though we can't tour them. So here we have this park built by Groundking. It's built on a PlayStation, I believe a PlayStation 5? Yes, PlayStation 5. Yeah, we got mixed errors there. So you can see this park from above. It is a lot of guest sections and not that many habitats, and we use the autumn foliage. I believe this is South... No, that's not South USA. That's not Yosemite, is it? Yosemite is bigger than that. It's not Canada either. Maybe it is Yosemite and I'm just blind. Nope, it's not Yosemite because Yosemite has cutouts. Oh, I forgot about the expanded layouts. Maybe it is Yosemite. I don't know. Anyway, we got really cool river work here. Lots of aviaries, and I'm interested to see what this is over here. So we just got a few screenshots. Okay, so we got like... Oh, this is actually pretty neat. This, you know, minimalist enclosure work, and not that detailed. Again, the open path is not my style for building, but it is really cool when it's incorporated well like this. These cascades are really nice. Could use some more rocks. But the tree work is great here. It's hard to tell because I can't really see it from first person view. We got a main street, which is actually not that common anymore. Again, a lot of individually placeable trees up at this park took quite a while. And yeah, lagoon viewing galleries, lots of lagoons. The cascades here as a constant presence are actually really nice. And they're done fairly convincingly, especially considering there's so many of them. I believe this is, the staff section, lots of open path. Not what I do, but again, it looks pretty cool from above. That's actually good use of paleofoliage, maybe a little too crowded. I don't know why you have like 5 Spinosaurus, but you know, walk the path less tread. I can't talk. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, this park also, lots of colors, very consistent theming. It's hard to say without being able to walk around, but it does look pretty neat. Definitely a lot of work went into this park. So just wanted to mention Groundking's park there. And I don't know if he has a YouTube channel. If he does, I will try to link it in the description. This park was a runner-up in Battle of the Builders for unmodded PC. Or no, this is unmodded console, isn't it? Yeah, that's why I don't have the save file. It's a PlayStation 5 park, isn't it? I think. Anyways, this is built by I don't know how to pronounce that. Slightlystuquib. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, it's a really cool park. Lots of open path. Again, not what I do, but it looks so good here, especially with these big groups of just rocks and plants. The nature work is top tier. It's hard, again, to say without the viewpoint, but this is on such grand scale. This is a whole 3-section aviary built within a plaza. The guests would have a terrible time walking through this park, but it's really cool. Again, this reminds me of what Caesar did in Unity Park, which hopefully we'll see later. And yeah, it just keeps going. There's more and more of this. Look at how gigantic these cutouts are. This is an interesting thing. I don't know how I feel about that, but this is super cool. I love the way the lake has been used to curve around this plaza. Everything just flows in this park. I would like to see any real amusement park guests, any significant number, walk up this hill, because that is like an 80-degree incline. But anyway, this rock work on these hills is super great. I really love what's been done here, especially with the path just winding through it. It feels very planned out, the park. I don't know if it is, but just stuff like this. I believe that's Archelon. This is just really nice work. And it's a very different style from what I prefer, but it's very clearly very well planned. And this waterfall is fantastic, using this non-solid snow texture to make it look like the waterfall is crashing. It looks way, way better than you'd expect it to. And I also really love how this reminds me of what Python did in Unity. I don't know if that was built before or after this, but it opens up into this open valley. That would be so cool to see from ground view, especially if you could get a tour through here. I don't think there is one. That would be really tricky. But the rock work here, even though it doesn't feel very natural, it does look very good. And we got a little staff section up here on the hill. Alright, now we get a lower shot, and you can see there's a lot of repetition in this park. It's not done quite as well as in Mary's Park, but it never is. And it's actually pretty effective here. And the interruptions are like more, it almost gives a sense of symmetry in what is a very non-symmetrical park. From above, pretty simple entrance, and this looks so good. You know, it's very Jurassic World. Not a real place like this would never be built, but that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? That's why we have this game, because the real places can never be built, so we build the ones we want to imagine, and that's what's super cool about this part. It just embraces that idea. This is actually really neat, connection to the staff section. I don't really know why it looks really good, but it does. And these are mostly individually placed too, which is impressive. This is really nice work of this round enclosure. You can barely see the log view and go, it just looks like there's a window in the forest, which is pretty neat. I can't quite tell what species that is. I think it's a little bit compressed on my screen right now. And we got, yeah, that's Eutyrannus. Is it? Okay, for a second that looked modded. All these parks are unmodded, by the way. I had made that the criteria just because I had to tour most of these as save files. But anyway, that still looks super cool. And we got whatever this is. Again, this rock work, it's not very natural, but I think it would look really cool from the ground. and it definitely takes a lot of work. And that's all of them. So that's a really cool park. Alright, I don't know what point in the video this is, but this park is basically if a Florida man built Jurassic World. It's built by a friend of the channel and pretty significant in the community, Cretaceous Containment, and this park was built on console, which is, for a console park especially, it's very good. There's lots of really unique and cool ideas here, which you'd expect from a park by Cretaceous Containment. And he has posted a video of the park, which is what we're looking at right now. And I also have some screenshots. We're not going to watch the whole video because this video is already long enough. But, yeah, he did some really unique, just very cool stuff with this Jurassic Park Orlando, Florida, which I assume might be a reference to, I believe it was in the novel, where Hammond says that they were planning originally to build. They weren't planning to build. He said it would have been easier to build in Florida, and he talked about why he didn't. Maybe that wasn't movie canon. I don't remember. But anyways, on screen here, you can see already these really detailed gardens. A really great job blending the foliage from the tropical set and the more alpine sets. Actually creates a really good feel like it's Florida with the Spanish moss and such. And here we have this giant parking lot, which I'm sure took forever, especially since that pathwork looks very neat. I see very little clipping. And you can see this is quite a large map. It fills up a huge section of the square map, maybe most of it. And it does a lot of experimental stuff, so there's lots of open space and it's very sectioned, but that actually is kind of cool and reminds me of a zoo being built in stages. So yeah, here is just another example. You have the monorail moving through the Jurassic Park gate. This is using the monorail glitch that we all know, but it's used in some really cool ways in this park that we'll see in just a minute. So I'm going to skip around the video a little bit. Here we have these really cool stuff with these crossings. Just lots of original ideas in this park, which Cretaceous Containment is very good at. I love the look of the low monorail here on this fence. And how you can see the buildings in the distance, and it looks like it's part of the habitat. Makes it feel like you are in the wild in a certain way, and just that nice blending of the modern architecture with the habitats. There's really good tree work. This is what I was talking about. Blending those tree sets is actually really effective. Lots of rocks. I approve. This looks really good. There's a little bit of a limitation to the game, like textures and such. This would look better if we had more textures in the game. But honestly, this takes so long. And it just looks so good when you just add a bunch of rocks. And, yeah, that's really nice. Iguanodon habitat. I mean, look at that. That just looks so good. Alright, and, we have this really cool aviary that looks like a sort of, like a garden you'd walk through. Very much feels like it would be in a real place with a glass roof. And, you know, we got our Jailopters in there. I remember the name this time. I don't know if that will actually be before this or after this in the video. Yeah, we got lots and lots of species. This is a big park, and it took him a long time to build it. Cretaceous Containment has a YouTube channel, like all of these people whose parks we're looking at. I will link their channels below if they have them. And yeah, there you'll just be able to see. He has some episodes of working on this park, but it's not a full park building series or anything. And yeah, just stuff like this. It takes a long time, but it's really worth the amount of time that you have to put into it because it just looks really good. Oh wait. We got an ad. That's going to be annoying to edit. Okay, so yeah, there we go. We got this really cool plaza with an open path, and this is a great use of open path because of how the colors are used there. I mean, that's just great decoration work. Really good at minimizing the amount of decoration you need for a space to make it look very detailed. And yeah, we have some overview shots that Cretaceous Containment kindly sent to me on Discord so we can see the park from above. This is definitely a park that looks better from the ground because there's a lot of angles that take a lot of time to work on, and he definitely put work into making those look really good. Again, this tour just being lined, this looks, it feels very different than what you expect, especially since after all this time in the game, we do get some repetition, just because, you know, we've all been there, done that for a lot of stuff, so I think that's what makes Cretaceous Containment's parks really good. Oh wait, I just want to mention this plaza looks really great. Super cool Jurassic Park vibes. And he glitches the rocks into the amenities a lot, and it looks very good. I think it was him who I saw do that with a hotel one time, and it just looked spectacular. Rocks are just the key to making your parks look good. again with the dock there. I love this work here with the rocks and the plants, and it really creates this difference of elevation that's not actually there. It's really mostly an illusion, but it looks really nice. And yeah, I think Cretaceous Containment would be really good at Planet Zoo or Prehistoric Kingdom. I don't know if he plays them much or at all. We got a cool T-Rex Kingdom here. More rocks. Oh, that's cool. I actually don't think I've done this before. The control center, since you can exit it through the path, just directly connect that to a viewing gallery. That's pretty cool. That's something I would do with mods. Connect amenities to viewing galleries. That would be pretty cool. You could do some stuff with that. See, this is such a nice habitat. And it does look a lot better from the ground because there's a lot of open space for the animals to move around, which, you know, I think it does look really good. You see it from the ground, but, yeah. Seen that. Oh my gosh, wait, that's crazy. This is, okay, if you showed this screenshot to me 3 years ago and asked if this was the same game, I would not have believed you. Look at this, we got the tours exiting here. By the way, so much placed foliage here. We got the temperate trees, aviary in the background, and then the monorail up here with the tour cars driving on it. That is absolutely awesome. And I just love the curving path here that connects to that tour, and I presume goes to the aviary after that. But wow, that is just a crazy screenshot. No, it doesn't. It just connects to the tour building. Yeah, that's awesome. Again, this park, oh my gosh, that's crazy. This would have taken so much planning to do. And it just ends up being a very unique park because there's so much time put into this. Yeah, this is just crazy stuff. Oh, that looks awesome. See, the new blur background, it looks so good. I know I'm not even focusing on what's being built, but this just looks so good. Okay. Oh wait, are those hotels glitched to the rocks? Maybe. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, this is just so awesome. Whoa. That's cool with the lagoon back there, and then yeah, that's super cool. I didn't even realize how good this park was, because I haven't looked at it in detail before. Oh wait, that just looks... That's awesome! Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, so many innovative ideas in this park. Cretaceous Containment is an underrated builder. Whoa, wait, look at that. This is awesome. Making this video right now is really making me want to play the game. But I can't work on my part because it's crashed right now. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. See, I'm gonna have such a hard time editing this down because I don't know what parts to edit out because all of it that's built is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish this was a real place. It feels very much like a real theme park, and yeah, I wish I could go here. Just these crazy construction bits, and everything feels unique. This is really cool. It's Spanish moss, very Florida. Yeah, definitely check out Cretaceous Containment's channel. Oh, that's neat. That's fun. They're like turtles. Again, I'm having to skip a lot because, you know, we gotta make sure this video isn't absurdly long, and we still have some screenshots to look at for the overview. But I think you guys are getting a pretty good idea of the park. Again, this low monorail, it's so awesome. I never do that because I've only built like 2 parks since the monorail trick was a thing. But it just looks so much nicer to have the low monorail. We need to be able to do that in Evolution 3. Just like for free, just, you know. all our glitches aren't going to work in Evolution 3, just like what happened with Evolution. But that's the fun. We get to find new ones. Yeah, that's awesome. And the sauropods are, I presume... No. There's no hitbox on the monorail. Never mind. This is a huge park, too. Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff here. Oh, another ad.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish.
Okay, so I assume this monorail is a pretty long tour, and that was also where we saw the Ceratosaurus. So much good stuff here. I really just want to watch the whole video, but we already spent too long on those other parks. Whoa. Look at that. That's awesome. There's so many aviaries in this park. How many are there? Like, I don't even know where all these pictures take place in the continuity of the park because it's such a huge park. This looks really cool. I like this desert switch. And they use some multiple biomes here. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. I don't have much to say. It's so awesome. Yeah. This desert section looks super great. Oh my gosh. Oh, this feels so much like a real place. More than most, you know, for what it is. See, this would be such a fun video to have a webcam because I'm actually reacting to stuff for once. I wish water had a smaller hitbox, that would be pretty cool. See, what I would have covered this whole hillside in rocks, and it would have looked good, but yeah, that's probably why my parks crash and never get completed. Oh, that's nice. Lagoon work. Lagoon is very hard to do with path. It's hard to match that shape. It's not, you know. We got a biodome here with the Dilophosaurus. Very fitting. That's crazy. I would have put the train on the same track as these guys, so it just... Oh, this is a lagoon. Oh my gosh, they're driving over a lagoon. Whoa. Oh, that's awesome. See, this is another one of those. That this is not the same game. At launch of the game, okay, we didn't have kelp, we didn't have the floor lagoon lights, we didn't have Styxosaurus, we didn't have the viewing domes, we didn't have the glitch. Put rocks here. It does not feel like 3 years. Over 3 years. Oh, that's kind of cool. Very Jurassic World looking there, and I think it's actually super neat. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, definitely an underrated builder. This would take so long. Alright, almost through. Nice monorail structure work there. And we got our staff section. That's a broken fence, so maybe it's like a night ride kind of thing, you know, toward the abandoned facility. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it is. That's cool. And then you got our Jurassic Park gates. That's pretty cinematic. And then you're in the aviary, too. Oh, a Jurassic Park 3 aviary kind of style thing would look so nice here. This looks really good, too. I like the more tropical, bright, paradise-y feel from going from the lagoon. But it would have been really cool to have the Jurassic Park 3 style aviary connected to your viewing. Your abandoned facility. This is a really cool aviary. I don't know if I would have put a Apatosaurus in there. It feels very, Lost World environment. So here's an overview of a big section of the park. We got our Alamosaurus habitat here with, by the way, every time I see people do this, it just looks so good. And I used that in episode 4 of Arizona 2045. And just the rocks with the plants, it looks really nice and helps sells the environment. Makes it feel a lot more natural than just having rocks everywhere all the time, which sometimes that works, but in a case like this, I think that's actually pretty cool. And we have a big lagoon here, I'm not sure which one, a lake. Yeah, as you can see, this park is so huge. I like this redwood section. It's very cool. Oh, that's awesome. I don't even think I saw this in the video. I may have accidentally skipped over it. But oh no, does the monorail go through there? That would be so cool. I think it does. Right, this is where the Jurassic Park gate is actually. That's super neat. I love the look of these guest sections too. The paths just, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the monorail. Okay, so these monorail sections, they're just hiding in the plants because this is the lagoon that these guys drove over. That looks actually super neat. Yeah, that's a really cool lagoon. Again, that's just such a crazy picture to look at. Whoa, and then the pylons, I didn't even notice that. That really makes it look like a suspension bridge. And they're on both sides. That's super cool. And this is just such an insane picture, too. That looks so awesome. Oh, this one makes me want to play the game. Alright. Alright, welcome to South America, apparently. So, yeah, this park is a very unique one built by Montgomery Rex. We load in real quick. And what I really like about this park is just the foliage work. You expect an entrance to be grand, but it's quite claustrophobic. It very much feels like the jungle is encroaching everywhere you go. Really reminds me of some places in Costa Rica. And here you get to bonk your head on the tail of an Alamosaurus if you're tall. And we got our Jurassic Park gates. Very simplistic entrance, very effective for setting the mood. That actually does continue throughout this whole park. So we got to run because, time. And it does open up here. Slightly, but we still got just lots and lots of foliage. I love the use of the dinosaur skeletons. Monty uses those a whole lot. And we can go that way, we can go that way, and we can go this way. So we're just going to go this way first. We got a fossil zone. Everything here, this reminds me of the Jurassic Park section in Universal Studios Orlando, which is actually really neat. Love this pathwork. And even this is blocked off, and that goes nowhere. It just goes into the jungle. Very much feels like you're in a real jungle, which is very hard to do in this game, surprisingly. For a Jurassic Park game, it's very hard to make good jungles. We have lots of paths here, so I don't really know where I'm going because there's just so many places and it's all interconnected. So, yeah, here we go. We got a hotel here. This is actually really neat. That'd be a cool place to stay, It feels less industrial. Almost like, which way? Okay, we're just going to keep walking and hope we eventually see most of the park. Okay, we got all our hotels through here. This is a really nice hotel section. This is really nice. Reminds me of what I was trying to build with the lodge in Prehistoric Kingdom. And did not succeed. Oh, we got a little campsite here. That'd look cool at night. A lot of these parks look really cool at night, but we just don't have time to view them all that way. So I think this will probably lead somewhere else. The good thing about having all these places be connected is it's kind of hard to go the wrong way. Alright, so yeah, we're back where we are. The hotel section, being near the entrance is very good. So yeah, Visitor Center, Hammond's, nothing goes this way. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of where to go now. So let's just go ahead and head this way. I like that even the amenities have been colored properly to fit the environments. Actually good use of this fence. Aside from the DFW signs, again, this is a great fence. I love this fence except for the signs. And that really brings them down, so I rarely use them, but I do like seeing them when they are used. I like that you just barely get this glimpse into the more open areas. Most of it is still closed off jungle. Not really a built enclosure or maintained. This isn't your viewpoint, but you're welcome to look through the fence if you want. I really like that idea. Okay. So, we got aviaries, but I think we're going to go ahead and loop back and see whatever's here. hopefully find our way back towards the entrance, and then we'll head back over here. Again, I like the use of these 25 and 45 degree angles. Not sure where that path goes, but that's the same enclosure, so we're going to head back this way. Hopefully we will get a better chance to see whatever is in this habitat. I kind of wouldn't mind if I don't get a good chance, though, because it helps with the feel of the enclosure. Oh, we got... Dreadnoughtus? I can't see. Oh, and there's a zipline overhead. That's very cool. Oh, this is a cool garden area. Oh, and here's our viewing gallery, so we can actually see into this enclosure. See, what I would have been tempted to do as a park builder would be to just make that fence a concrete fence, because you're not going to see through it anyway. But what he did is actually very effective, and it helps continue with the vibe of the park. There's still no dinosaurs on the dinosaur tour. It's a Margosaurus. The highlight thing is actually really helpful. I never use it in my own parks because I already know it's there, but Biosyn fountains. I like that there's another one over there, by the way. Loop around. We're going to head back this way, I think. That is doing their social animation. I am blind. Herrerasaurus. Okay. My PC is making some very loud noises, so I'm slightly concerned about loading into Unity Park in a little while. I like the use of the signs, and this takes us back to the entrance. Alright, good. So yeah, this looks really cool from above, by the way. I love how the hill crescendos, sorry, all the way around this, and, okay, since we were over here, but he forgot to release something. Mardactylus. That's fine. So, let's just go ahead and pop back over here to the aviaries, since we're not going to be back here later. Yeah. Anyways, this is pretty cool. I like all the viewpoints that are set up here. This foliage was taking quite a while to place, honestly. It's not a huge park by area, but it still is like 30 odd hours, I think. This is Tropagnathus. It's a pretty cool aviary for them. Fairly simplistic. I like that you can see the hatchery again. Lots of open space, which, you know, it is sometimes harder to decorate aviaries because obviously they need to fly. And, yeah. They fly now? Anyways, I like this offset created by using the viewing dome. Yeah. That's pretty cool to have the triple roof there. And what do we got here? Oh, Thanos. I still have not built for Thanos, or any of the species in that pack. And hardly any of the ones before that, or the one before that. Huh. Anyways, yeah. Pretty cool view with Thanos. Again, moving along, because we got lots of parks, and I spent way too much time on the first couple. Yeah, they look super cool. Alright, down the hill, back to another Biosyn fountain. I like these being commonly used as centerpieces. Sometimes I worry about, with decorations like this, overusing them. But there's a point where you overuse them so much that it becomes not overusing, if that makes any sense. And we got a third aviary for Mardactylus. I like that this one's pretty crowded, very swamp-like. The tall trees help frame the viewpoint here. Very neat. And I like that we have hatcheries for all three, because it wouldn't make sense if they were only there for some. And that's pretty cool. This is blocked off. Yeah, that just leads to the hatchery. But actually, that is a pretty neat roof from here. So I think, is that a fourth aviary? Have we seen this one already? Oh wait, this is Tropagnathus, isn't it? No, it is a fourth aviary. Pterodactylus. Nice. I like we got a lot of mid-sized pterosaurs. Reminds me of the zoo. It's easier to care for a bunch of animals of the same kind, or similar body plan at least. Presumably. I don't know if that's why, but yeah, this is a cool seating section. I like that we have these. Better choice for chairs here, these ones, than the others. Anyways, yeah, it helps, because there'd be a lot of walking in this park. We got a lot of gradual hills. I think the guests would very much appreciate it. So, moving along, we're going to go ahead and go back this way because we've already been here. And let's head to the top of the hill and take the zip line. Let's go ahead and see our view for the Herrerasaurus. My bad. They look really cool. I like that there's a lot of them. We got this open, almost volcanic-looking area. That's actually not bad skin. Heretosaurus doesn't have many good skins. Heretosaurus is one of my favorite species in the game. It's very underrated. But the problem is that most of its skins are only good on blink pattern because it has a really ugly pattern. But this one actually works. It kind of looks like a slightly old banana, but they also are very cool. They look poisonous. Very reptilian. I know we've already seen them, so we're just going to take the zip line. Oh, we got some frame rate drops there for a bit. Very cool. And nice. I don't know if it would be pretty hard to have room to stop in these zipline buildings. I just realized. Where's the other one go? Okay, it goes to basically the same place that we are going. We've already been that way, so we could have just walked there. That's the area. So, anyways, we do not want to skip over this habitat, though. What is in here? Carnotaurus, we're going to get a chance to see him later. I do like that terrain difference there. So, walking down this path, past that area, with the Dreadnoughtus, we have this really cool fourfold circular plaza. And I do really like this, how the fence and the wall frame that up to walk down here. And the curved fence section, again to see the Dreadnoughtus, which seem to be our central habitat for this park. So if we head here, what does this is really cool actually. Let's see. Is this our Giga? Yes, it is. And he used the good Giga. Underrated. Even though it's a little wonky, it's pretty cool. Oh, we got two of them. I don't like how they run with their mouths slightly open like that. It's very unnatural. Anyways. Yeah, it's a pretty cool habitat. I like that you can't really tell where you are when you're in the lagoon view. Not the lagoon view. Log viewing gallery. And on this side we got Carnotaurus. Again, so, oh, I just realized he has 2 continent parks in a row. Do you have parks for the other 5? Antarctica Park, but it's just Cryolophosaurus. Yeah, we don't have any other Antarctican species in the game, unless you wanted to use species substitutes, but don't do that. Anyways, heading down this path. I like that we always use the dark colored paths here. Very cool. I like the blue color just appearing here. It's actually quite effective. Alright, so we've got a viewing platform. I assume that's for the Gigas again. Yes, it is. And is that all that is over here? So, is that the whole park? I believe we've seen everything. We have our staff section over here. I think it's totally cut off. No, it's not. That's actually nice. We got a path that connects the hatcheries. That's pretty good. That's nice work, Monty. Good park. And we seem to have some wild dinosaurs down here. Oh, he made this hill. That's cool. We have like a whole wild area of the park. And we got Dreadnoughtus in here again. This is the other variant that we didn't see before. Is this... Hold on. Maybe this was going to be developed into a tour or something and he just didn't build it. That makes sense because it would be pretty hard. Unless he wanted to go. I don't know why that's there. But, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I actually need to turn down the graphics on Muri's Park. I expected it to be a lot bigger, but that park had been rebuilt like multiple times, big sections of it, over 3 years. It's not really supposed to be a finished park. But anyways, this is Jurassic Evergreen Park, built by Legion. I'm sure a whole lot of you, probably most of you, are familiar with this park. And it took a very long time It's a very cool park. There's lots and lots of placeable items. Legion is a very detailed builder, and to my knowledge, there are a lot of exhibits, and it's a very big park. So I will be interested to actually see this in person because I haven't paid that much attention to his videos, even though I've listened to them. And there was never a tour. But this is going to serve as your tour if Legion never gets around to properly touring it himself. I'm pretty sure he didn't tour it. Oh, wait, it's actually loading? Actually loading? Whoa! Hey, it actually loaded! Alright, let's close this park immediately. Whoa, the frame rate. Yeah, Legion did not do a proper tour, he just did the cinematic for Battle of the Builders. So, let's keep it on pause for now just in case, but... Oh my gosh! This is a gigantic park! Look at this! That's crazy! It fills up most of Nublar Square, too. Sorry, not Nublar Square, this is Germany. And he doesn't even use the beach. Okay, so it's pretty big. So, and very dense park. So, we start out here at the center of this thing where we have the Brachiosaurus and Parasaurolophus all the way around it, which the whole park kind of loops around this point. Did I just zoom in on the map? By clicking? Oh, never mind. I don't know what I just did. Anyways, this very cool tiered garden, not a garden, tiered thing, terrain feature. And this leads us straight to the Innovation Center, which we have monorail structures, which Legion does all the time. And it goes two directions. We got Muttabursaurus, Chinchasaurus. Anyway, we got our lagoon over here. It loops all the way around. I think this park is so good. We're just going to tour the whole thing on foot. Oh, and I didn't even know this was here. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Crazy, crazy work here. I believe this park took him over a year to build, which is pretty insane. Alright, let's keep it on pause because I would rather have it on pause than on bad graphics. And our frame rate's already kind of low, so that looks pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and walk around here. I do like how this looks, and I like that you can see lagoon wall there behind the minis. That's like what Cretaceous Containment did, which is pretty cool. Again, this habitat does feel smaller, actually, than I expected it to, but I kind of don't mind it. It's pretty neat. Good use of temperate plants in this park, too. They are hard to use sometimes, especially for people who live in temperate climates. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow. This is like... Is that like intentional use of clipping? That's pretty cool. I'm going to try to move the camera slowly to, yeah. Anyways, I love the John Hammond statue here, by the way. And, oh, the Innovation Center's not even facing us. That's actually pretty cool. I think it even looks better that way. Like it's a sculpture more than an actual building. Again, I did not expect animals here. This kind of just looks like a garden. Those guys are definitely jumping over this fence. Let's be honest. This is actually cool. I like using those short plants and then still putting plants in front of them because I think most of us would have just done one or the other. But it makes a very cool look. So, where is the actual entrance? Is it on the side that we can't see? That'd be pretty cool. I do like being able to walk all the way around these little exhibits, even if they don't make practical sense. Neither does like half the stuff we build, so it's fine. Yeah, just lots of little secret sections here. How do we get to the rest of the park? That's the real question. Hang on a minute, guys. Oh, that's smart. You have to walk through the Innovation Center. So, okay, I'm very confused how the guests are actually arriving by helicopter. So what I'm going to say is, I don't know if there's actually a cannon here, but my head cannon, this is the VIP entrance, and everybody else arrives by underground subway to the Innovation Center. And this would be a really cool place. You just first arrive, you see the animals, but then you walk through this really big pyramid. You know what the inside of the Innovation Center looks like. You guys have seen Jurassic World. And, you know, maybe you have to scan your tickets there, and then you exit the front of the building. And voila, you are in Jurassic Park. And you're just instantly, it's like it's no longer like a grand entrance, it's just like you're actually, you know, on the pathways. Let's just mouse real quick so we can do that. This is Modabursaurus, which actually have really good skins and have moved up a lot in my rankings. Now I think they're one of the better Hadrosaurs in the game. I think we're going to go this way first and loop back to this point. So, anyways, lots of authentic sushi. Customize your amenities, please, Legion. Control Center, does this path lead anywhere? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. But anyway, the Control Center is a good building. It just kind of saddens me to see its best feature not used. But anyway, cool, very Python-esque ground feature thing there. Anyways, so that gate will lead to more of the park, but first we're going to walk this way. I love the decorative monorail and all just the over-the-top structures, and I like the tropical plants here. It reminds me of Unity. Is that the Utyrannus? Yes, it is. This is very... Oh, this is the last habitat you built, isn't it? Or maybe not the last. It was near the end. I remember watching the video on this habitat. Oh yeah, here we have the Legion planters. He obviously was not the first one actually to build his planters, but he's most famous for using them all the time and making their existence known to the wider community. I like using this one section of fence. Very effective. Really cool habitat here. I like this feel using the Malta infrastructure. It reminds me of a park I built one time that was not very good. But it actually looks really cool, and I'm not sure how to describe what I'm looking at, but I do like it. And here this is a log viewing gallery. And we got the best Utyrannus skin there. Very cool. That'd actually be pretty cool to see the train go up there, if obviously. Anyways, the feeder's there. That's actually kind of neat. The viewpoints aren't spectacular. That's because it's on the edge of the map. I would like to have a viewpoint on the back of the habitat, but it does feel very real, and I do like that. And since the park is a loop, the transportation actually is pretty easy to tour. Whoa, that's cool. Because I'm not going to get lost by going the wrong way. Is this... Alright, I assume that's just decorative. Make it look like a circle from above. Big open plaza. Again, this is the kind of stuff I don't build, but a lot of people do really like these. I like when these get cut off. It's kind of funny, because there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, that's a really cool garden. I bet this looks really good from above. Let's see. Yes, it does. I like the Spinosaurus skull there. Do we have a Spinosaurus habitat? I don't know. Anyways, we got... Oh, this is our little habitats. Legion likes using the containers for the back of the habitats. I don't, but a lot of people do, and it works pretty well. We got our fountain as the water trough, I assume, but you didn't delete the light for some reason. Microceratus. Oh yeah, he built this when that pack was added. And Segisaurus, best species in the pack. Actually, no, second best. That Nostracon's better. Anyways, I really like the lagoon wall here. That's very cool. Great use of foliage and lights. I think we're gonna... I keep having to check the map because I'm not sure where stuff goes. Yeah, we do want to go this way first. Again, even though we've all done this 1,000 times, it still looks super good. So anyways, we walk down here. I like how you're just immersed with the water, almost like it's a swamp, and you're surrounded by these concrete walls and the blue lights. This would look so cool at night, and it would look so cool as a real place. I love the amenities there. Is this intentional? Oh, this is the Megalodon jaws, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, for a minute I just saw the first two and I thought it was clipping. But we got our Megalodon lagoon here, and you can see him jump up and eat the shark there. We got some rocks clipped in the lagoon, nice. And lots of kelp. I assume there will be a viewing dome later to see the better, or lagoon viewing gallery, one or the other. We've already basically seen that same view. So let's head back. This is actually a really cool place, and you know, maybe you could even have people pay to walk here to watch the viewing show. This feels like a very Disney World park. Anyways, that's a compliment, Legion, by the way. That's well, yes and no. Anyway, we get... Oh, this is a stadium. I remember seeing this being built, and I love the amenities in the back too. Also very Disney looking. Well, not really a proper stadium because it's just one tier, but it's still very cool. And just another viewpoint for the Brachiosaurus and Parasaurolophus, which I know there are several of throughout this park, because it's really easy to just bring it back to the central habitat, which is something I want to try in my next park. And I like that you can still see the Innovation Center from here, even just a little bit. And we got the Dominion Paras, which people really like. They're okay to me. Anyways, that way, yeah, it's just this way. Stadium is very cool. Again, I like how linear this park is. Before we go that way, I think there's another place we can see the Megalodon. The Lagoon side told me that, because otherwise I would have missed that entirely. Very Universal Studios. Oh, we got Gigantoraptor here. And yes, we do finally, we get both. We're going to go to just the dome because I'm afraid that animation is going to crash. Park. Oh, Archelon. Nice. We get, this kelp is a little bit overgrown. Slightly worried how it's doing that. But there are Megalodon in there. We don't need to see them though. You guys all know what sharks look like. Lots and lots of kelp. That's a very, very cool Lagoon Legion. And I really like how this angle looks from above. Lots of decorative water, which is very difficult to do. It's way more difficult than it needs to be. That needs to be improved for Evolution 3. I like this too. Feels like it could be developed farther this way. Yeah, I really like that. Again, this additional separating barrier helps with the flow of traffic, so guests who walk this way are not in the way of people viewing the dinosaurs here. We got Gigantoraptor, Styracosaurus, and I believe that's it in this habitat, and we get another chance down there to see them later. This is a very cool zoo, Legion. I did not even realize. I mean, I knew it was a good park, but just from watching your videos, it's hard to tell. I believe this park is on the Nexus. Or maybe that was just for his YouTube members. I don't know. Some of these parks are probably on the Nexus. I'm not going to attach those links because that's going to take too long. But I will link all the YouTube channels. Yeah, here's our other chance to see them. I will link all the YouTube channels associated with these parks so you guys can check them out yourselves. So we got... I love that. That looks so cool. Just the raised pathway in the distance. Even though it's so simplistic, it's so effective. And I like the offset of minis, again, with the flow of traffic thing. Very helpful. This is like a rest point. Reminds me of something Jurassic would do with the way these are laid out. Again, using these at the back of the enclosure. I think that's more effective here than it was for the others. It doesn't really work for me on the others a lot more. Oviraptor, their casualty count was going to be very high. And Chunkingosaurus and Dilophosaurus. Anyways, ooh, I do like this. This is very cool. Again, a lot of stuff in this park, you can't really see it that well from the ground. It's an above view thing, which is very hard to do, honestly. A lot of park builders are only good at one where the other ground view or above. I'm very good at ground view, not so good at making my parks look like anything from above, but Legion is able to do both pretty effectively and balance them out. So again, just these offset seating sections, lots of thought goes into how this would functionally work. What am I looking at here? This is a huge habitat, and the highlight is not bringing up any animals. Oh, there they are. Oh my gosh, wait, is that 8 Dinocyrus? Hang on a minute. Okay, there's 4 Dinocyrus. This is Carcharodontosaurus and Suchomimus. Not separated by invisible fences, concerningly, but still, I think... Yeah, we don't need to go that way. We'll just loop back around here. The skeletons are very easy to use. They do feel slightly overused in general. That's not a criticism of this park, that's just of the park building in general, but that's because we only have 3 skeletons. Anyways, this is that really cool Dinocyrus swamp. I love the back of the enclosure, how it's used here with the more sparse rock work, which is pretty hard to do, and make it still look fairly natural, which Legion has done here pretty well. So that's that same path that we would have connected back to before. What is in here, aside from those 2 Dilophosaurus? I don't know. Maybe we'll get another chance to see them up here, though. Yeah, it does look like this is going to connect us to some viewing dome or gallery or something. But real quick, I just want to see where this goes. This might connect back to where we were. Just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Yes, it does. So this is from the Chunkingosaurus. These plants not being rotated are kind of annoying me, but whatever. Most people probably can't even notice, so it's fine. So there's that same exhibit we're looking at from the ground. I like so I like this 90-degree view from the viewing gallery that we get into this habitat, which is some large theropod. Is that Giga? I can't tell from here. But it might be. Could use a concrete fence too. Lots and lots of planters. I need to place more planters in my park. I like the cliff. Okay, I need to know what this is. Acro. How did... Okay. Whoa! Did not expect to just see that. That's really cool. Let's drop down here then. Whoa. Okay, this is actually a really cool open plaza. Again, another chance to see the Dinochirus, which I love how there's multiple different viewpoints, so you're not focused into this one, but they can all be connected back to the same point. They all get their own special attention too in their own areas. Really great just central space here. A lot of people would fill this with path, and that would be weird. But he actually made this not just into a sculpture, but into an exhibit, and a really cool one. And it is for the Spinoraptors. That's such a cool Spinoraptor habitat. That excellent work, Legion. And then we have from those minis over there. Is that a door? No. Anyways, aviaries. The aviary viewing gallery is one of the best buildings in the game. Honestly, it's so cool. Even though it's very simplistic. We have the best pteranodon. Very neat. And then from there, let's go ahead and walk up this hill. I like how all the path is flowy. It's not necessarily the best from ground view, but it looks much better from above. And we got a tour, which will take us here. I like that drier looking grass. Whoa. Alright. I think the rocks were slightly clipped into the tour building, which is actually surprisingly easy to do. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. Edmontosaurus. That's nice. Not my favorite skin for those guys, but Edmontosaurus is a very good hadrosaur. We got Ankylodocus. I'm surprised, Legion. You willingly used 2 hybrids in your park. That is more than I've ever built in a park in this game. Again, I actually think this is really good use of that drier grass for your big herbivores. And again, I like the look of that hill there with the other... oh my gosh. I can't drive because I keep looking around. The monorail, once again, being used very effectively as a backdrop. Does it practically make much sense? No. But it doesn't need to because it is really just a for show thing. And we got the bridge here. Alright, here I have an actual thing. This is a nitpick, kind of, but the water does not go through the concrete fence. You can't do that. But, anyways, yeah, I'm very surprised, Legion, that you used 2 hybrids in your park. Again, going up this hill, I like, you crest this hill and you can see all the way down to that valley. There's a lot of big habitats in this park, and there's still plenty of room for the guest sections, which is pretty cool. So let's pop back out, and let me just get my bearings real quick. So we can walk this way, but this is Iceland, so yeah, we can just go that way. So anyways, we have another lagoon with these really cool use of decorative water, and I love this symmetrical stuff. Again, just good planning with decorations, so... oh, I do have to unpause it real quick. And I like this view. We got the sea blimps and the Nothosaurus. I don't like that the kelp is sometimes taller than the lagoon surface, and it doesn't. It is very annoying. And again, clipping there, as you should. Not spending too much time here because we got a lot more park to see, and still 2 more parks to go to after this. So let's just head down this hill. I like that you can kind of get a glimpse of this more mountainous section, but before we go that way, let's loop back to see this little bit that we didn't see before. Just connect back to the Spinoraptor habitat. I assume this is an enclosure. Oh, this is still the Suchomimus and Carcars. That's cool. They could definitely eat us from here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so that just walks around that decorative water unnecessarily, but still somehow an effective use of space by making it unnecessary, if you know what I mean. I love how Legion does its habitats. They are not particularly natural, but I like just the islandy feel, and they just expand, and good use of rocks, making good use of the sparse rocks. That's something that a lot of these parks have missed. So we're not going to walk back that way because it just connects back to where we've been. I just wanted you guys to see this habitat real quick. So that just leads back to the plaza with the Spinoraptors. So let's head down this way into this very different section of the park. Yeah, we'll walk here. This looks so cool because you're not expecting it, and it's just bam, now this is here. And I assume we have... Okay, so this is the Therizinosaurus enclosure. I remember watching this episode of I remember watching this building episode. But yeah, that is a cool Therizinosaurus habitat. You're definitely going to get eaten here. Not eaten, because it's Therizinosaurus, but impaled. Whatever. What does it matter? I like that's a good 45-degree angle. And the lagoon just creates a great backdrop here. Oh, this is pretty cool path work, is it not? Yeah, this is really good. Legion is great at plazas. I am not. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I don't know why this building is still here, because it doesn't connect to anything. I'm a little bit confused. Is it... I mean, okay, there's a tour, but why even keep the buildings? Because you can just delete them. I don't know. We'll see later, maybe. Anyways, I don't know where this is going to take us, so let's go ahead and see. Oh, we're in this habitat over here with the paras and the brachies. Okay. Is that what this habitat is? Yeah, we're all the way connected back here to the entrance. The one loop is such a simplistic format for a park, but it's so effective. I love building loop parks. It's been a long time. The last one I built was my Jungle Ruins Park back before I had a YouTube channel. This Brachiosaurus's knees are... He just walks like this. Okay. Anyways, yeah, just another great view into this main valley. This is one place where I do wish this exhibit was bigger, but the terraces just take up a lot of space, so there's not really any way around that. I keep forgetting I'm on the Germany map. It's so different. Okay, so here, this is a really cool tour that we are going to definitely ride later, or no, this is, I like this little offset section. It looks really good whenever people do this. Allosaurus, best species in the game. We got the ugly ones and the good-looking ones. Both in one habitat, 2 for 1, or like 1.5 for 1, but close enough. That just lets us see, or again, the tour just going through the plazas, it's such a nice thing. I have almost never done, but it's just very hard to, because you have to plan ahead to actually do that and make it look good, and you have to have your perfectly flat terrain. Anyways, it's Duthyncosaurus. What is in this habitat? No, Pseudoceratops. Okay. And we get... This is for the Allosaurus. Oops. Why is this not show view? Alright. Oh, that is really neat. Okay, these two just don't have any path connection. This Allosaurus habitat looks so cool. This and the Therizinosaurus habitat, because it's so different from what we saw before. I don't expect it. I don't know why this is here. Maybe they can walk out otherwise. Or no, they can walk under the tracks. I'll just use invisible fence, but... Anyway, they're not over here right now, obviously, but this would be a really cool view when they do walk over here. And I like that they have this huge area. I'm having a hard time describing this habitat, but it is very good. And everything looks so much better in game on all of these parks than both I expected and than I knew from seeing the videos on them. It's just so much more immersive. Anyways, here we have this incredible path art. This looks actually really nice. These two amenities, great use of these. I think we all really like these decorations and use them a whole lot. And oh, that is super cool. Wow, those hitboxes are really close together. The tour comes through here. And this is where you can get on the tour, which takes us through this whole area. And we also have Stegosaurus, which is really cool because that's that connects to Allosaurus, same environment, you know. Really like this mountainous valley, and then we will walk that way to see the rest of the park, but I think it is time that we ride the Jurassic tour. Actually, I'm going to drive, I'm going to try. It's going to be actually pretty hard because these paths are really close together, but it is going to be way too slow to ride the tour. This is what I mean. These vehicles are very clumsy compared to the Jeeps or the Jurassic Park cars. I do really like them though. I probably use these more than any other vehicle in the game. Stegosaurus looks so good. And I do like that you can, from this side at least, still see a lot of... I wanted to get in front of that guy before I could... You know, we're just gonna... It's just a loop. Anyways, yeah. The back of this habitat could use some more plants, in my opinion. Or rocks, one or the other. Or both. But, I like the lake there. Great terrain work. These habitats are very thought out. Back to the go. We don't spend very much time in the Stegosaurus habitat, but I'm pretty sure we can see this in the path later. Very foreboding, seeing the carnivore sign, and probably many of the guests can guess that it is Allosaurus. I'm just going to get in that car ahead of us if we don't get a chance pretty soon to move in front of him. This is actually pretty cool. I forgot about a lot of this temperate dry grass. It looks very good though, because I, you know, don't build in the temperate biome that often. In fact, I think it's been nearly 2 years since I built a park in the temperate biome. There we go, finally. Oh no. Oh no. Whoa, this is cool. And also very tricky. I kind of want to drive off the side, but then we never get back on the tour. I like that you can see the viewing galleries from here. Lots of redwoods. I like that there's not as much fill or foliage because it lets you see those really neat trees better. I've never driven across one of these. Actually, I don't think I've built one either. Because, yeah, I haven't built a park since that was the thing. Wow, this is a really big habitat. I am a little wondering how that car did not just fall off. It is pretty much impossible to get the tour literally directly right below. Wait a minute, how did he do that? Because there's an invisible fence there and there's no gate. Wait a minute, how are the cars staying here? I'm so confused. Hang on. Legion, how do you do this? Oh, we made it through that. That was so cool. This is a very cool park. I mean, I knew it was a good park, but all of these I didn't even realize how awesome they are until I was able to tour them in person. This is pretty cool, going down this mountain road. Great use of that tree there, too. That's a hard-to-use tree. And I think the tour is just of those two habitats. Oh, now we're on the ground in the Allosaurus habitat. That would be a fun experience from, you know... What did we even hit? Okay, from, you know, you're safe, you're up here on the bridge, and then suddenly... you're just here on the ground, in the lions of the Jurassic. As some would call them. And yeah, I do believe this takes us back to the start of the tour. Oh, yeah. This is where we drive in front of the fence. That's super cool. And you know, you could wave to your friends there, or people could jump in the cars without having to pay a ticket. Bonk. Nice. That is a very cool tour, Legion. And yeah, here's our other chance to see. Oh, I didn't realize you could clip these tables together. That's pretty cool. I just realized it's been unpaused all the time and it didn't crash, so that's actually pretty good. Hey, we can run Evergreen Park with not that much difficulty. I'm not even getting frame drops anymore. But I can't place 10,000 rocks. Why not? Anyways, let's walk up here. That way leads to some stuff. I believe this is the Pyroraptor habitat here. Again, this is a great view to see the Stegosaurus. They do actually have a pretty small habitat, but it doesn't feel like it too much. That's actually really effective. I like this another offset. These really thinks about the flow of guest traffic, and you can very clearly see it. Great use of the log viewing gallery. It does feel a little overused in this park, but probably to me because I try to use the same attractions only once or twice to the park. Pentaceratops habitat. I like this. It feels like you're in the back of the zoo, you know, the habitat, the older habitats that not as many people look at. But it's definitely still very cool, and he does his herbivore feeders with the aviary platform thing. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So since we're here, let's go ahead and hop into one of these viewing galleries for the Pyroraptor before we go left. And I believe that's where Torosaurus is, because I have not seen Torosaurus yet, and there's no way it's not in this park. I believe this is an older section of the park, too. Okay, we have to walk all the way back around. This is just a great, great park. All of these parks, but especially like this one in Cretaceous containments, as far as the ones we've seen so far, are at like the absolute pinnacle of the stuff I've seen done unmodded in this game. And it's really cool to see. That's a great use of the terracotta roof, by the way. Oh, wait, I'm a little lost. What is this habitat? Is this now Pseudoceratops? No, that's Chingosaurus. We missed them. Hang on a second. Oh, we have not seen this whole plaza over here. I like the elevated view and the Jurassic Park fence. Nice combination. And being able to see the viewing galleries. Okay, let's be honest. What percent of amusement park guests are actually making it up this? This requires rock climbing gear. Yeah. Anyways, that actually is the multi hotels do actually work here. pretty well. The multi-buildings are hard to use because there's always little bits that don't work, but that's the case for all these buildings, you know, when you got like your Biosim logos in your Jurassic Parks. I do like that little bit of a maze feeling, but it's fine because you use other multi-decorations, it feels more themed. So yeah, I believe there was just the one aviary in this park and 2 lagoons, so nice. I assume this is a cinema? Yes. This is Terra... oh, what's it called? On Jurassic World Main Street, the Pteranodon Cinema. Why is my brain not working? I believe that's also a default amenity. Jurassic Park. Oh, wow, this is cool. Those Pentaceratops and the guests. There's no separation here. I was about to make a history joke, but I didn't make it. Anyways. Oh, wait, we can walk down here. That's neat. Up close view to the Chinchillosaurus. Just slightly too far away to stick your arm through the fence. Unfortunately. And I do actually like... I usually don't like how these tiered... a lot of people do like the tiered planters. I think once the bases of the planters are exposed, it just kind of looks... you know, that's the game's thing, not the player's fault. But I usually think it doesn't look very good. But on little bits like that, I think it's actually pretty effective. Where does this go? Does this lead us to those 3 viewing galleries for the Chinchillosaurus? Or have we already been here? Hang on a second. Ah, we missed Alamosaurus. Before we go that way, I'm just going to pop us up here. This is really smart. I have not seen this done before. The circle within a circle and putting this here instead of on the fence. That's really cool, and I like this off to the side seating section too. I like there's a lot of those. Again, enforces this feeling of you're in the back of the zoo. The Alamosaurus don't get as much attention as the Brachiosaurus, unfortunately, because they are very cool. And I do like that this is a mixed habitat, and I didn't even realize that before. It's interesting that they don't seem to walk over here as much. Great habitat work. These cliff sides, perfect. So yeah, anyway, that leads us back to here, where Legion has used the food truck thing, which is always fun. Metaburosaurus habitat, fairly simplistic. Actually helps break up the flow of the park because we got a lot of 90-degree angles here. I like that view. And this is for the Chinchillosaurus. I like that they aren't exactly in a straight line. This one is angled. And, you know, just stuff like this. Just very thought out parks, which is, you know, not that many people do detailed, thought out parks, which is surprising. Well, I mean, they do, but this is one of the best of those that we see. And we're back. This is all the way back at the start of the park. So that is Jurassic Evergreen Park by Legion. And I believe we have seen everything. This is an absolutely amazing, absolutely gigantic park. Oh, it's Germany Square. I was really confused for a minute because I was like, yeah, you can't. Germany map is not that big. Anyways, yeah. Amazing park. Now we, hang on a second. Did we miss the Dimetrodon? Yes, we did. We missed this section off from the plaza. We got another food truck section, which is nice. These, I think, work better than these than for the food trucks, but having both actually helps mix the colors up. And this was a Dimetrodon habitat. We were here, I just didn't realize it was a habitat. Just stuff like this. This is just an absolutely great park. Yeah, great work by Legion. And now it's time to explode our computer, because we are moving on to what I consider to be probably the 2 best unmodded Jurassic World Evolution 2 parks built this year and probably built ever. We have Pennsylvania, Jurassic World Pennsylvania by Python X35 and Unity Park. We're going to try to load into Pennsylvania first. I may have to turn down my graphics settings. This will take quite a while to load into, but we're going to try. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Alright, so that one's decorative. Thank you for pausing this right by the entrance. Whoa. Okay. Actually running okay. Not having frame drop issues. Weird. We're keeping this paused. So this is probably my favorite park I have ever seen built in this game. Probably. There's some good runner-ups, but this park was built by Python X35. His channel will be linked. He does some pretty insane, very thought out, very planned parks. And everything that is built here is like absolutely crazy how much thought goes into all of this, and just time and detail and dedication. It's an awesome park. So we're going to start right here at the entrance. So from the... wow, that's actually really hard to do. From the airport, you know, you get on the road, you're driving here, you drive into the park, and you can go into the parking lot, which Python is like the best at these decorative water rock gardens. And somehow this parking lot is very decorated, but still feels like a parking lot, using the floodlights, which are very great decorations. And the road also leads up here, which will let you get right on the park tour, which takes you all the way to the far side of the park. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to do, but, you know, pretty cool. And before we go into the park, which is where you would exit from the parking lot, this feels so much like a real theme park. I'm not sure why these are empty, but it actually kind of works for the biome. Again, just the foliage work, knowing less is more in places like this. It's awesome. And guys, this fills the Pennsylvania map, which is a fairly large map. So you can also take the road farther this way, and this will lead us to the staff section, and also shows us where the staff manage this. It also runs right by the monorail, all the way to the back of the park, where it continues off. Obviously, as you can see, the road keeps going here. And here we have this amazing staff section. Since we're here, we're going to go ahead and check it out. There's more parking spaces here. Again, one of these big circles, which usually have a fountain in the middle, but its absence here makes it look even better. Great use of the control center. Python also has a staff center that he's built in Unity, not Unity, yes, Unity, and it looks super good also. I love how decorative this all is. Feels so much like a real place. Look at this. This is just crazy work. Yeah, anyway, on Python's channel, he has like, what is it, like 60-something episodes of this park, which you can listen to, and he talks about his method for building, and it's just crazy. And anyway, we have a hatchery here and this little staging ground, which I like to see. I think, yeah, these are all individually placed trees. Respect. I love this little roundabout thing. I don't think the cars are actually going to go in here. This is just for people. But anyway, we got our power plants, which these are actually really good power plants. I think they're probably the one people use most nowadays. And exiting back from there, again, I love that he uses multiple color flags here, and this will look so cool at night too, because there's a lot of lights here. Let's go ahead and go into the park, which I kind of like being self-contained, because it feels corporate, but also it could be expanded farther back if the park designers decided that they want to do that. So we are just going to go through the main entrance on foot. When dinosaurs ruled the earth, dinosaurs ruled the earth. 2 entrances here. Obviously they're decorative because we have a parking lot for arrival. That's great. This is an awesome main street. Definitely feels like it could actually have like 20,000 people here. It feels like Jurassic World plus Dollywood, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I love how much you can view here. It's so different from a lot of the other parks we've looked at too. Which usually, you know, people don't go for that Jurassic World vibe because it's just been done 100 times. But Python somehow brings originality to it and also executes it in a way an equality level that I haven't seen anybody else replicate. Again, I love these curved sections and this offset here. It's so smart, and you know, feels like such a real place. And anyway, this whole, like, this rock garden, I think there's a whole episode on the channel about how I made this, because, by the way, guys, this is an oval, which doesn't sound significant, but it's actually way harder to do this than you would think, especially placing the water right up to the edge and being able to then function all this path around the outside. It's crazy. I think we're going to head left first, though, to what is actually, I believe, the newest section of the park. Anyways, yeah. So many trees, so many decorations without crowding it somehow. I really want to go to the Innovation Center, but I think first we're just going to head this way, and we'll end up back there later. So this is, I believe, the newest section of the park. We have our herbivore area, and also this is our Pteranodon area where we go later. These hillsides are not covered in rocks. Technically it would look better, but obviously, you know, there's only so many rocks you can place without. This is already like 185 hours in the save file, probably more like 150 to actually build it. But who knows, maybe the save files are weird. It could be any number between 100 to 200. I really don't know. So this is the maze, which I'm not going to spend a bunch of time in, but I think it's a pretty cool idea. You get the idea. Where are we? I cannot see. Hang on. Oh my gosh, these plants are so crowded I can't. There we go. So, yeah, herbivore section. I really like this little habitat that's built on the hill with the minmi. It just feels naturally occurring. Again, this is a good use of, you know, as I said, I don't like fences on turn because it always looks wonky, but this is probably the best way to do it. I don't like that concrete in the back looking like that, but it's okay. Stegosaurus. I do feel a little cramped, but you know, maybe they're slower animals. They don't need that much space. Again, great use of the minis. They're all customized too, so it doesn't feel repetitive. And every time that he uses them, they're used differently, so it, you know, doesn't feel like you're using the same pieces over and over again, same buildings. Dracorex is also in here, or no, Minmi was over there. Here's Dracorex. Anyways, this enclosure has a viewing dome, so we'll go ahead and pop in there and see what we can see. Something presumably. Oh, Dreadnoughtus. And Creatures. Dreadnoughtus has been a popular species today. I think, yeah, a whole lot of the zoos that we've looked at. Oh my gosh, the sun glare is crazy. Okay, there, that's better. So we got Dreadnoughtus, Corythosaurus, somethingamimus, Styracosaurus, Dryosaurus. That's Archaeornithomimus, I can see now. I like the rocks surrounding the viewing domes, especially since we have Dreadnoughtus. That makes sense. Good use of the paleo foliage here too, and Edmontosaurus is also in here. That's a lot of species, but actually pretty cool. We will ride the monorail later because it's, you know, it is transport all the way around the park, which is really nice in such a big park and makes sense. But we will ride that probably at the end. So I believe that's everything that's over here. We will also take this tour later on too, which is also for transport, I believe. So you can see the maze is actually quite expansive, and this would lead all the way back to the zip line, which will lead to our pterosaur section. But before we go there, we're just going to pop down back onto Main Street and take a look at this. Perfect. And then we have our carnivore section opposite to our herbivore section, which is pretty cool. And we're just going to go ahead and go over here. Again, moving through this part quickly because I've spent a ton of time on this video already, and it's going to be a nightmare to edit. But also because it's a huge park. Again, there's so many decorations, but somehow still so much space. And it's not even on a square map. Alright, so a tour would go through here. I believe there's a tour, maybe there's just a tour that goes through a lot of the carnivore section. and Herrerasaurus. Alright, I like that there's staff maintenance for a lot of these habitats. Very good. And there's another one over there. Obviously, the guest can't actually open the gate. I've been recording for like 2 hours and something straight, so if I'm not, the words aren't working, that's why. This looks so cool. I don't even know how to describe why this park is so good, but it is. There's our Giga in there. I think we're just gonna have to take the tour, but I want to walk around here for a little bit first, just because I love all this pathwork and it's so planned. Yeah, just crazy good work. Good use of the concrete fence makes this feel very separate, which a lot of times we'd be tempted to put an invisible fence or a light fence there, but I think it actually works. Lots of carnivore habitats, can't see it very clearly just because the guests are super short. But again, I think we are going to need to take the tour to get the proper experience of this section. We'll go ahead and pop in this viewing dome for the Megalosaurus, which, you know, didn't need to be a deluxe edition species, maybe not, but it is a very good one. I like that you can see the amphitheater all the way from here, but the amphitheater is gigantic, so it's not really a huge compliment. You can see the amphitheater from like everywhere. Oh no, because there's rocks all the way here, I don't think we're going to be able to pass the cars in front of us very well. How do you... You can only honk in Jeeps, can't you? We're going to go right first, just because I don't want to get stuck behind the same cars the whole time. Oh wait, never mind, that's a staff gate. You know what, we're just going to walk this tour in first person. Anyways, yeah, you get a good view here into this Metriacanthosaurus habitat. I like that you get a good, proper, unobstructed view, but you're still not in the habitat, because, especially in a small habitat like that, for a, you know, carnivore that can easily damage or the vehicles, there's not really an excuse to put the cars in there. But these guys are Herrerasaurus again? No, that's Megalosaurus. There's not really a good excuse for, you know. And again, just the staff is always present. It's actually such a planned out park because staff can get anywhere they need to and manage whatever they need to. This is from Main Street. And, you know, any real zoo would have to have that. And we usually, us park builders, just ignore that for the fun of building the park. Just because, you know, for most of us it's not worth the effort to properly plan it out, which of course you can't really properly plan it out because the limitations of the game don't allow you to build a totally realistic zoo. This isn't Planet Zoo, but still, it's pretty nice. So that's one side of our carnivore section. We get to meander through these areas, which is really nice. Again, I'm really surprised I'm able to run this park. I did not need to turn down the graphics so low when we were touring Mary's Park, but I'm not going to go back and do it again. I thought I would have to, because that was the first time I was touring, like, a giant park, so I can't tell what is in here. That was the Gigas. But this, okay, Acro. Great use of the redwood trees here. Totally switches to this more immersive feel from, you know, the whole park is out in the open, and this still is. You can, the bright colors are hard to avoid, and you can still see the taller infrastructure no matter where you go. I love there's double gates separating everywhere, even though that's not really necessary. It's part of the experience for security because we're not actually going in the enclosures, but for the experience, it feels very much like a real thing. And we got baryonyx in here with actually a really cool exhibit. That's nice rock work. And I think it is just those 6 exhibits. Again, the monorails are constant presence. Is actually really nice. Always There's Transport reminds me of Disney World. And we also have Troodon. And yeah. Anyways, that is that whole area. That's the carnivore section. And there's only one way in and out of this area, same as over here, which I kind of like. You know, you can always get on the monorail and transport between those. Why is this here? I don't know. Maybe move the building a little bit. I don't remember. So I think next we are going to pop down here in front of the visitor center and head to the pterosaurs and the lagoons, and then we got some other fifth area park over there that I don't really know what it is. The signs tell you exactly which way to go, which is very nice. Lots of flags in these good parks. Love the monorail structure there behind the hill. The viewing platform. I wish I could just go up the zip line, but we can't. So we have to walk up this very intense hill. And here we are. I like that he's able to keep the zipline buildings quite short, which for a more realistic park like this, that's what you gotta do. And I like that this actually kind of works as transport, and you can see the maze from above, which is pretty cool. You get to get slapped in the face by some tree branches, and voila. This is nice. It's a little offset there. So many decorations. I forgot to unpause it. This is Mardactylus, or Tropognathus. That's Mardactylus, that's Tropognathus. They're both in here. This is actually a really thought out habitat. Python's habitat work, he says himself, is not as good as his guest section work, but he's still pretty good at habitats. Like, they're certainly not bad by any extent of the imagination. I like all the trees help hide the domes, make them feel less like these placeable structures that are just part of a video game. Another tour goes through here. I don't think we're going to ride that one, though, because we're already short on time, and we can already see pretty much all of the exhibits. I do like that you just ascend to this mountain, and you get to go back down. Zip lines also serve as transport, even more than they serve as a ride. So anyways, you can keep going up. I feel like the zip lines would probably still be the slower way down, though, because everybody would be in line. Oh, that's a gyrosphere tour. That's pretty cool. And here we have Geosturbergnia and Dimorphodon. And that is all I see. Well, that's cool. Wait. Okay, I was just missing that. I thought there was a really cool thing there. Anyway, I like that the hatcheries are still here. Always puts thought into the staff sections. And this, they're connected to each other. That's smart. And also connected to the staff and to the guest area. Sorry. That's really cool. And then once you're all the way at the top of the hill, you have this viewing platform, which lets you see down into the lagoon section where we're going to be, and then that fifth section of the park with the amphitheater. Really cool. So, let's just pop back down here, and we're going to go to the lagoon section next. Again, signs everywhere. Not afraid to repeat decorations. This is really great. I like the mix-in of tropical plants here. Makes it feel aquatic. I love this. Obviously, this would be blocked off to the guests, probably in real life. Some sort of form of barrier there. But it doesn't actually have to be. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So we got the tall sails there, which are a really good decoration. And you know, the only reason to go up here is to see the arc. Oh wait, no, you can see the arc-lines in there. That is actually pretty cool, and shows that he actually plans how the viewpoints look from the ground, which is something I'm really bad at. Over here, we got another. Oh wow, another tour. Does every section have a tour? Well, the herbivore section didn't, but that's a pretty small section. This is really cool. I like this more confined area. I think this probably looks like it leads somewhere staff. Yeah, it does. But still, I like that those access roads are there. This is such a cool park. I'm sure Python will tour it much better because he built it, so he knows everything about it in the proper order to tour it. So these tunnels are super cool. It's like what I did in 45, and looks nice. Yeah, hotels, very hard to do. Very minimal space here, which is more difficult than it should be. Oops. Maybe that was intentional. I don't know. But these would be really cool hotels to have a view from. And, you know, you would say if these are only hotels in the park, I believe so. Normally, I would say, don't put the hotels there because then the guests have to drag their luggage, But that's not the case, because when you arrive at the park, you would simply get on this tour, which would transport you directly to the hotel section. Or maybe you don't even have to ride the tour. Maybe that's like a transport service and they can take your luggage, but probably not. So that takes you directly to the hotel section, which is really smart. And in here we have Megalodon and Archelon and Chronosaurus. Not sure if that's the best combination. No, we have Tylosaurus, Megalodon, Archelon, Nothosaurus, Chronosaurus, Dunkleosteus, Dixosaurus, Ichthyosaurus, Lipleurodon, Plesiosaurus, Shonisaurus. So this is a mixed tank, very aquarium-like. You know, normally you wouldn't have that many huge animals in one habitat, but it's still fun because it's an aquarium. And this actually looks really cool from above. So yeah, we're not going to walk this whole section on the ground. You know, obviously we don't have a nice sand texture, but this is a fairly decent substitute way it's being used here. I can tell that it's meant to be a sand substitute. So let's see how this looks from... Whoa, this whole lagoon is decorated. That's crazy. I don't actually know if I have to tour this on pause. I'm just doing so to avoid a potential crash. But I don't know if that would actually even happen. Again, yeah, this is what happens when you build a giant park with lagoon decorations, because it does not know how to load back into the save file. And yeah, he did place fish, which good. Somebody else says that. Yeah, that is a big glitch with the lagoon system right now. And all of this is still connected back to that staff path that we were on earlier, which you could get on from the monorail or from the cars. Very effective transport, and it doesn't actually interrupt having multiple view angles, which is what usually happens when you try to do that. So, yeah, that is the lagoon section, and then from the Innovation Center, we're going to go down this last path to view this section of the park, which I believe is older, somewhat. And we have our Jurassic Park Visitor Center and the San Diego Amphitheater. I wonder if this is just meant to be a more Jurassic Park themed section. We'll walk this way first. Again, all these paths are so decorated, and the more you look at it, the more details you realize. Oh wow, that's there, that's there, that's that. Another Jurassic Park gate. We have another tour in this section, of course. And here we have our Brachiosaurus and Gallimimus and Triceratops and Parasaurolophus. So yeah, these are our 4 Jurassic Park herbivores. Pretty sure this is meant to be the Jurassic Park section. This looks super cool and is actually really tricky to not get too much clipping on. Wow, just everything here is blowing my mind, even though I've already seen this park in fairly good detail. And we have a Jurassic Park arrival point, probably just decorative, or maybe VIP guests could or actually arrive there. And I assume this is going to be for our T-Rex. Yes, it is, and we also have the Velociraptors in here. So, yeah, that is amazing. This is also a really cool decorative piece. You can tell how themed this whole thing is. By the way, this is a 0-star park, apparently. Probably because the park is just closed. I love this Velociraptor enclosure. This is super, super cool, and they use the Tiger Stripe Raptor and the 93 Raptors. That's awesome. And the tour takes us all the way around, and, but it might cause the game to crash. I love the look of the rolling hills there. And I feel like there is more to see with this park, but like we haven't ridden that tour, and several of the tours we didn't ride, but it's still, you know, gotta keep this video under 3 hours. Under 3 hours, guys. Just wow. Alright, that's enough of that. We're not riding the whole monorail because I don't want to wait for it to loop all the way back around here just to see the carnivore section. I do wish you could have multiple trains. You know, when you have a monorail that's this long, I feel like there should be 2 trains on here. Well, I guess since the loop, you could only have one without them crashing unless you wanted one train to zoop and then the other, but that would take constant scheduling. But anyway, you get the idea. Such a really cool park. Yeah, this is just amazing work. And one more to go. Alright. Here we are. Wow. We are actually, oh my gosh, loaded. Oh my gosh, I did not even realize how big this park is. Into Unity Park. Alright, Unity Park is probably the park build of the year. This is a collaborative park built by Legion, Crazy Cat Mary, Montgomery Rex, Jurassic Tom, the Caesar Creates, and Python X35. Did I say them all or did I repeat any? I think that's all of them. Yeah. And it's built on the Biosin Valley map, no less. And it is an insane park, so you can imagine how running this, how my PC feels about running this. And I'm not even turning on the graphics, so this is going to be really interesting to see. I can already see so much stuff in here that looks amazing and so much better than in the actual in the videos. And there's parts of the park that I barely even know what's there. So this is just crazy to look at. Does not even look like the same thing. This is a huge park too. This is Biosin Square, and it fills up almost the entire thing, which is just crazy. So if we actually walk through this whole park, it's going to take like 2 hours, because I'm going to stop at every single point and go, wow, look at that. So I think we're going to have to move through this very quickly and not do the nighttime tour, unfortunately, which is sad because there's a lot of really cool lights and stuff in this park. And oh my gosh, my frame rate is not happy right now. So, here we go. I'm sure almost all of you have seen Unity Park, and if you haven't, go watch all of the episodes, because it's just an awesome project. And so here we are in the first section, built by Legion, with some awesome monorail work, great mix of biomes with these plants, that you can clearly see Legion here on the top of his game. There's so much stuff here I want to talk about. We gotta move. The visitor center here is purely decorative. I don't think you can even, walk right up to it. Obviously you can go through the side doors, so I guess you could go into the building, and that makes it not purely decorative. So this park does mostly loop, I hope. So we're gonna go this way first because that's the order it was built in. I don't know if this is actually the best order to tour it in, but we have this exhibit for Mudderbursaurus, and these actually serve really well as decoration, which, surprisingly, they work better than you'd think. You'd think they'd look absurd, but Legion is able to pull them off really well. So let's go ahead and just look what's behind here. I believe this is probably also a habitat, knowing Legion. Nope, it's not actually. So then over here we got a third habitat. We're not going into the viewing dome. That is Werosaurus, looks like. yeah, this is going to take a long time. So, yeah, heading this way through the Jurassic Park gates to the left. I believe now this is Caesar's build. Or no, we have a little more, I think, before we get there. And we do have these viewing galleries back into the Mudabrosaurus habitat. Very nice. I expected to be higher up off the ground. Pachycephalosaurus, yeah, this is still Legion. This feels like animal cruelty with the amount of crowdedness that's here, but it's still kind of neat. Habitat feels like a little diorama. And the aviary, that might end up on the thumbnail. I love this giant lake with all the islands. It looks much better than it did in the videos. I mean, it looked good in the videos, but it's just absolutely insane. And I love how the backdrop of the mountain kind of takes away from the dome, which somehow looks tiny, despite being like a 200-something tall foot dome. It's crazy. Actually, no, the domes are only like 90 feet tall in this game, aren't they? Still. Anyways, let's head this way along this path. This is the section built by Caesar. This habitat is Kentrosaurus. Really nice rock work here. I love how it cascades back. And that would be the Main Street by Python, I believe, is what's up there. Like that little offset, because this would be a very crowded path for sure. It's meant to be a more cinematic walkthrough, which is why it's not a wide promenade. But that makes it really smart to have those little offsets, because it would definitely be crowded. That's going to lead to where Miri and I believe Jurassic Tom built. So let's walk down here. We got some authentic sushi. And I love whenever people do this. Also, it's so funny to me that all this is for like a restroom, and yeah, you can get the amenities here too, but uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is going to be the most messily made video of all time. Even though this is, I think, a really cool video, and this was so spontaneous too. We got to go that way later. I didn't plan to make this video, even. I believe this is Top Star. I didn't even plan to make this video. I just started recording it one day, and I recorded this in like 2 days. And everything is so inconsistent. I didn't film any cinematics or anything, so it's gonna be really tricky to edit. We're gonna go back there that way later, I think. But first, we're gonna go see the mountain built by Miri, which is an amazing addition to the park. I love how it just towers everything. Probably like the second best mountain ever built in this game. The tree. Yeah, so we got, this is, oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Oh, this is cool. This is Jurassic Tom stuff, I believe, now that we're over here. But let's get on the monorail first. I'm not actually going to ride the monorail though, because I'm not going to wait for it to get here. Go up the mountain spout all the way up. We get a nice view into the glowing valley. And we can get off. No, we can't actually get off here, but you can walk down here. Okay, this is just so over the top, and I love it. This is a power station, guys. Oh, it's being used for Hyperloop, that makes sense. But still. Very much a crazy kind of thing to build. Ah. There we go. You can see so much of the park. It looks like it just keeps going. And it's somehow so industrial, but also like a natural reserve at the same time. Okay, it runs way smoother from first-person view. Probably because there's just less to compute. And I believe that is our lagoons that Jurassic Tom built, which are insanely themed. Like, you guys will see it when you get down there. They're awesome. We have some... Is this meant to be walkthrough? Because there's a lot of escaped animals and there's water, which makes me think it's meant to be walkthrough. But, I'm sorry, half of your guests who are walking down this mountain are not making it back to their hotels. Speaking of which, where are our hotels? Do we even have hotels? I don't remember where the hotels are in this park. This is nice. And, you know, I like that we're not getting too close to the mountain's edge most of the time. The monorail's very much a train moving through the valley. I believe there's nothing down there, but over on this side we do have some sauropod habitats. I remember Miri saying that, like, this wasn't her best work when she was working on it. It was very stressful. This park was very stressful to build for a lot of the people building it. Okay, so here's some hotels, but this is just one little hotel. but the results are definitely good. They're great. This is, yeah, crazy, one could say. I love being able to see the Brachiosaurus, and there's a lot of them there too. Can't wait to get down there on the monorail. Very much feels like a train ride in a zoo kind of thing. So many tables and chairs. This would be so crowded, but I can totally see this just filled with like tons of people all eating from like one food court. I can see that so clearly in this area. You know, when you think, hey, you know, my builds are getting pretty good, just pop into one of these save files and humble yourself one day. Yeah, that's just a viewing platform. We don't need to see every viewpoint. I'm getting kind of lost up here. Oh, we got some Struthiomimus. Oh my gosh. The frames are not... Yeah, oh my gosh. This mountain just keeps going. And we got a Crichtonsaurus walkthrough area. More hotels, so you could stay here. And this is semi-close to the entrance. But it would have been really hard to walk up here to get to your hotel, so I think this would not be a primary hotel. And you finally get to see When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth with Hammond and all that, and you get to ride all the way back down the mountain. Hopefully this isn't going to crash my game just by zooming out as far as I need to do this. And do we want to go this way first? I think we does. This would look so colorful at night. I really want to see this park at night, but that would probably crash everything just to load all the lights. We're not going to ride the monorail, but I will take this on view. I like that there's so much open space where we actually get to the habitat. It doesn't feel too differentiated. And then bam, it just opens up. Lots of multicolored brachiosaurs. They are actually separated into two habitats, but you couldn't really tell. Again, this is the section I want to see at night because it looks so good. And now we get Ankylodocus here too, and more paras. And then we are at the lagoons, but that's not where we're going to go next because we got to go through the glowing valley tour to actually go there. So, you know, I don't see why we can't go that way. You know, actually, this connects us back to Main Street. So, since we're already here, from the entrance, if you go the other way before we head that far, we want to go to see Python's work, which we just toured his park. Absolutely amazing park. I love that you can still see the Innovation Center right there. I just pointed to it on the screen like you guys can see that. You can't. Anyways, again, Python's signature water gardens and using a main street, but instead of just straightforward Main Street, this one's crooked. It occurs at a 45-degree angle with the Grand Amphitheater, which is such a great building. I'm so glad it's in Sandbox now. It was so weird that it wasn't at launch, but still, gotta thank Frontier for being a actually decent development company and doing what people want them to do in their game. So yeah, this is our Rex habitat, but there's a second section of the Rex habitat because the amphitheater is quite small. And this will take us to the log viewing gallery, and that goes down to, I believe, the Utyrannus area, but we'll see it later. And yeah, there we got our Rexes. Really cool. There's also a staff section back there, I believe. Well, not a staff section, but, you know, staff access. Anyways, so let's just pop back down here from that awesome Main Street. That takes us back to where the monorails were, and we went up the mountain. And we have this crazy garden, and Jurassic Time does some really great stuff with theming and lights in this park. Unfortunately, he's not active on his channel anymore, but I will still link it in the description so you guys can see his great builds. I don't want to drive a car because I know that unpausing this is probably going to crash the game, so I'm just going to take us on first-person view and walk through the glowing valley, which this section is made for nighttime. If you guys can, I believe Best in Slot did tour at nighttime, and there's also plenty of shots. There's so many lights in here of it in the actual episodes, and I really like how far this seems to stretch out. This would be such a great experience. And all these are green lights because we're in a herbivore section, and we have red lights ahead when we reach the carnivores. That is quite a herd of ugly sources. So yeah, let's keep walking. Great use of the textures on this map too, which they're doing the weird rock morph thing. And this, we have a little midpoint section here. So once you're at that point, you're done. Oh, that's the Utyrannus. you're done with the herbivore section. You get this nice 45-degree angle, which is really cool. I like that pivot, and also there's a lot of smooth shapes in this park, so it helps break it up. Love all the lights here. And then you get on a gyrosphere tour, which makes sense because now it's not an open roof vehicle, and now you are quote-unquote safe as you're going into, you're going down into this valley, and it feels much more dangerous, which is assisted by the 20 to 30 foot long large theropods. So yeah, those Biosyn mountains also look great in the background. Do we have any dinosaurs on our dinosaur tour? Yes, we do. We have Allosaurus, but the ugly ones, unfortunately. So many lights. And these actual lampposts wouldn't be as visible at night because the trees are going to be really lighting up. So it would look better that way. Monolophosaurus, looking blinded. And yeah, it just keeps going on. You can't really tell where you are. I really like that element of it. And more Monolophosaurus. I believe there's also a Spinoraptor in here. Maybe something else if my brain is working. Oh, why did I just open map view? Okay. I didn't. Wow, we actually survived opening map view. Yes, there's Spinoraptor there, and that's it. Just those three. And this is also still Jurassic Tom. I really love this little bit with the redwoods. Lots of nice angles here. I love the 45-degree to the monorail there. And now we head to his second build, which is the lagoons. We're starting from this side. I think we're technically supposed to start from the other side. But I just love the variation in color and how bright it is. You can clearly see the limitations of the game here, somewhat limiting this build in particular. Love all the seating here. Even though we don't have proper sand on this map, just pretend it is. This would take us to the lagoon viewing domes. We're not going to do that because it's going to crash the game. But we will go into lagoons in capture mode. This path, it's a little wonky, but that's fine. We're cramped because limitations of the game, and also, there'd be people walking on the sand. So you're not really supposed to be confined to the path that just loops all the way around that lagoon. Not sure what's in there. We'll see later. And each lagoon has a very distinct theme and different colors. You can very clearly see what the theme is up here. Let's just unpause the game for a second so we can fire. And yeah, lots of fire and rocks and cactus. A shift. I believe we have maybe Liopleurodon or something in here. And this section is awesome. Top tier work from Jurassic Tom. And we have this one guest who's very content with himself. Even though the park is closed, he's here anyway. I don't know how we got all the way out here because there shouldn't have been any guests in the park when I loaded the save file and I closed it immediately. So we have to assume that he is Quicksilver. That would have been very, very hard on your ankles, but probably pretty fun. Dunkleosteus, that's fitting. And we got all the crash boats, and yeah, they're floating. They always do that. Not anything us park builders can do about that. This we got Archelon, and is that it? And Shonisaurus. Oh, this is like a reef, lots of kelp. Wow, crazy to think kelp was in the game when Unity Park was still happening, and I still haven't built with the kelp yet. And then up here we have this very different beachy section, all the palms. And this is Plesiosaurus. Water snake. Hello. Whoa. Oh, I didn't realize this is a two-tiered viewing. Which, you could watch the sharks, which is kinda nice. And they're still seating, so I guess I want to wait for that. This path is not decorated, but that is because this is kind of the back path of the zoo, because this is where our facility section is built by Python. This is that facility section I was talking about. That's super good. I prefer his one in his own park, but this one is still very nice. I like the incorporation of the trees makes it feel larger than it is. Facility sections are very hard to do. Well, they're very hard to do well. And I like that these viewing towers are here. They're probably sniper towers. But, we don't need to tour that on foot. And we do have a lagoon hatchery and a normal animal hatchery, which is super cool. And also makes sense since we're right by the lagoon. Maybe there's even underground water pipes that they can train the animals to go to the lagoon when they hatch new ones. That'd be pretty tricky, but it would make more sense than flying them out by helicopter. And anyways, if we continue on down this path, we finally get some decoration. And this is an under construction exhibit, which is something I love to do in my parks, and I really like to see when other people do it. You know, use the sand piles, which is harder to tell since the ground is already being placed as sand here. But, yeah, I love building these in my parks because zoos are always expanding, amusement parks are always expanding. So it's just logical to have these, especially on such a huge map. You have space to do so. So whenever I can, I incorporate that. And again, I like that these guest sections are even not as decorated because, well, one, this was built towards the end of the build and everybody's computers were crashing. And two, this is where the it's still under construction. This is the new section. I'm not sure which way to go first. I think we're near the Utyrannus. Yeah, we are. Because there's a tour for that. So we got Spinosaurus skeleton, and that makes me think there might be a Spinosaurus in here. This is the area of the park that I'm going to get lost because this is the area that I don't really know that well. That's Utyrannus. You know what? Sure. Let's just go ahead and see the Utyrannus, I think. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Let's just go ahead and see this from above. I think this was the 10-hour habitat, which, you know what, let's just pop down on the grounds in the habitat, because it's going to take too long to walk all the way around here. There's just so much stuff here. It's crazy. It feels so much like an animal habitat, and it's so distinct, and plans. Just a great habitat here. This is also top-tier work by Legion. And we have a monorail track through here that the tours drive on, which doesn't really feel like a monorail track because he's used the walls here. It just feels like an elevated road. There's another Utyrannus, Legion's favorite species in the game, which is a pretty good choice if you ask me, because it's near the top of my list and a lot of people's lists. I love these little, I don't know what to call them, and I love how this is nestled back into the forest. And we have like walking paths, which you can see more clearly from above. And this habitat just keeps going, guys. Look at this. Look how awesome this is. And then down here we have another feeder and the whole stadium, which is 3-tiered. And guys, even though it doesn't look that complex, that terrain work is insanely hard to do. That took so much patience. And there you can see the Jurassic tour driving across the bridge, which is super nice. And Legion did that in Evergreen also, as we saw earlier. And that tour, yeah, that would go by this exhibit once it's done. Takes us back over here. And, oh, that even goes through this section of the park, which, you know, we'll go see that in a little bit. Because I want to take us back. Yeah. So this is the herbivore, carnivore section of that thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't even notice that. So when you get on the monorail, it takes you this way. This is that. Wow, this is a really nice use of circles. Very great contrast too. And then this is like it looks like it's a tunnel through the mountain, which is pretty tricky actually. And that's back to the lagoons, and that loops all the way around. There's a middle point to connect you there, but also so the monorail is functional and takes you back up the mountain. Wait, is that the one that takes you back up the mountain, or does it just loop? No, it just ends. So there's two separate monorail tracks. That makes more sense. But yeah, that's really cool. So from here, we got our Jurassic Park gate, which actually that'd be pretty cool to see the monorail go over there. And here's our stadium. We're going to walk around this way, and then we'll go to that very back section of the park. Hammond Memorial, of course. We got our Utyrannus, I love this stadium. As this terrain work is so hard to do, you don't even understand. Well, I'm sure many of you do because you play this game, but I have tried to build stuff like that and just given up because it's not fun. But anyway, let's head up this hill, and I think this we can still see the Utahraptor because it has a lot of viewpoints. And this is that same tour, which I assume goes on to maybe another habitat. Or no, it just loops back to... I love all the white rocks, they're everywhere. This, you can't even see the building, so you can't necessarily tell that it's repetitive. And, okay, this is where we were before if we go back that way. And there's the other entrance to the tour. Maybe it's just a back and forth. But no, they don't work like that, do they? It's not a monorail because you can't have multiple cars on back and forth. Anyways. Okay, this is where, yeah, I'm starting to kind of get lost. I think this will let us see into that big herbivore habitat. No, this is Utahraptor with a viewing dome. And the tour goes back through there. Alright, that is super cool. I keep having to pop in a map view to see where. And then that is also where the tour connects to this other indoor section of the Utahraptor habitat and the Dreadnoughtus and Pentaceratops habitat, all lined with rocks. Very good. And the Struthiomimus? Archaeornithomimus. I'm going to use Struthiomimus because it's better. Anyways, we have been over here already. I believe we've seen all this. So, yeah, that leaves us with just one last section of the zoo to go. From this Utahraptor Plaza, we can cross over this section into this big open plaza. I love this. It's so tropical, and it's still on the Biosim map, and it doesn't look weird. And see the Spinosauruses. Spinosauria. The water being there is kind of weird, but you know, you got your swamps down here. And I love how all these views are so frames. With the rocks and the trees there. Very good. So yeah, now let's walk down here. There's so much stuff here that I want to do that I can't do on my park because it's a desert. Spinosaurus. This is like the least safe park I've ever been in. We got Ketchup and Mustard. Please let that actually be their names. It's not. They should be though, because it's a red one and a yellow one. Anyway, that's nice, and I think we still have Caesar's Petting Zoo, and I think I'm missing something else. All these paths are so easy to get lost. This park definitely feels like it has the capacity for a lot of people, and it's also very distinct from like Python style. Oh wow, this is really cool. What is this? Oh, we do have another aviary. I forgot about this one. I really like how nestled this is. Oh, that is so cool, and it's Thanos Draken. I love these super tropical aviaries that are super crowded. They don't make that much sense for such large. They don't make that much sense for such large flying animals, but I like building them anyways, and they are fun and cool. Anyways, onwards. So it just ends there. What is in this habitat? This is such a cool habitat. I love the three-tiered mountain look. Oh, they're all in the back. Okay. It's Dracorex and Iguanodon. That's actually pretty nice. And here we go. This is a spectacular petting zoo by Caesar Creates, who does awesome stuff, especially in Planet Zoo, but also Jurassic Evolution too. And what is in here? Carnivore. Probably Comoros, and I can't see them. Or they've all escaped. I wouldn't be surprised. In the 3 seconds of pause, they just walked through an enclosure. Anyway, we got some little guys in there. I like how this interrupts the flow of the park with these very angular sections, which are actually way harder to build than you think. octagons are kind of tricky shapes to do in this game, especially when you have multiple of them right next to each other. Minmai, nice. Somebody's in this habitat. Don't know who. Something's in here. Oh, there's only... I gotta walk this way to go around. It's kind of hard to navigate. Oh, there's more than I thought. Some of these might just be gardens. Like I bet this one is. You can look on the map in just a second. Oviraptor, nice. And I like this point, and then we got a second one over there. So that's really cool symmetry going on here. It's not so apparent at first glance. Another very illuminated skeleton. And this one you can walk in, it's like a little campsite thing. That's cool. We got Lystrosaurus, Minmai, Microceratus, Oviraptor, Homalocephaly, and Cospagnathus. So yeah, I think that is almost all of this park. I think this path will take us back to the entrance, but I could be missing one habitat. I do really like this path. And there's our hotels. Oh, I forgot about the hotels. That is the section that leads straight to the right from the entrance, and I like that you get this view of the Stegosaurus. You have these two different experiences of the very same enclosure. So let's head up this hill, and I believe that will be the last section of Unity Park. I don't remember who built this. Wait, was this... This was Monty's, wasn't it? Yeah, this was Monty's episode. Yeah, it was. With these really cool skeleton diorama features of the Tyrannosaurus skeletons chasing the Alamosaurus and the second Tyrannosaur coming from that area. And this will take us... Oh yeah, this connects from Main Street, which makes a lot of sense. So this is actually a really nice place for the hotels. I'm not sure there's enough hotels to actually have capacity for all the people this park would hold, because there's a lot of path here. I would like to open the path tool and see what the capacity is, but that would probably crash the game. Metrocanthosaurus in here, underrated species. At this point, it's very appreciated, but still underrated. Yeah, so that is the monorail structures by the entrance. So this hotel section is actually fairly close, not too far of a walk. This looks like maybe it's Moros. Yep. And yeah, just extra amenities. There's a whole lot of them. We didn't need more buildings in the next game. This is a great natural habitat. Dryosaurus. Wasn't there already Dryosaurus in here? There was on the mountain. There's been some species repetition, but that tends to happen when you have 6 people building the same park, especially when you need a lot of small species. So here we are back at the entrance. I believe we already saw this enclosure. I think so. Yeah. That's Werosaurus. Anyways, that is Unity Park. I went through as quickly as I could. It would be really nice to see at night time, but I don't think we can do that. An absolutely gigantic and amazing park, and that is just the last of many amazing, gigantic parks that we've seen in this video. And there are also several others that were built this year. These are the ones that I have access to save files to. There's been some other great parks like, wait a minute. Authentic Sushi. German name. English. 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 All those are English. German. German. English. What is going on here? German, but why is Mary's not in German? Yeah, that's a viewing gallery in German. Alright, I don't know. This is a super, super cool park. As I said, this is not a proper ending to this video because I don't know how to record an outro still after all these videos. But this is going to be my last video of the year. So I want to thank you guys for an awesome year on the channel. And also, just thank you to everyone who sent me save files for this video. Your parks are awesome and an inspiration to everyone in the community, so thank you for doing what you do, especially to those who make YouTube videos, because it is very hard to do, especially when you have bills that take this much time and people who have jobs and such. It's not easy. So yeah, just gotta thank all those people, and also wish you guys happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, and for an awesome end of the year, and also Happy New Year. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Hope you enjoyed this video. All the channels are linked down below. This is the end of the video. Alright, that's my outro. Goodbye.